As we discussed the previous session, we will go down a list of characters. First, we will do Cayenne. She did not go to the glue factory. So whoever placed those bets, you have lost. Those that have placed against the bet against that, collect your coin. Cayenne told the party that they were going to buy the two Kayeskis. And cool. Made it clear how beneficial they would be. It was more of, you're going to buy these or else. And they were both registered. Cayenne put down their actual registration, and the team knows them as something else. Also, Mongo's trying to brainstorm an actual decent name for the party.
It's not working.
She also took their old horse and presented it to the farmers that had given them the cow and learned the very interesting backstory to the cow.
That poor cow.
That cow is going down in fucking history.
A legend.
A legend.
He's a town savior.
Yeah.
In a way.
She also, when she got back to the tavern, she met a very interesting fire genasi that had him and their band had collected a very interesting contract and looking to offset that because they lack the experience to handle it. Augie took her usual 6 baths a day and drafted up new plans to make Nikolai less noisy. That probably didn't involve, a whole bunch of ammonia in a glass bottle.
Wow.
But Augie also collected the tools and began to dip a little bit into Nikolai's wheelhouse of working aimlessly into the night until exhaustion hit. It's contagious. They were right. The old people were right. The mouse folk are contagious.
Don't you me.
That's hilarious, actually.
But do they make you short?
Is Augie going to become a kobold?
Next thing you know, you go into a tavern and say there's a sign that says "No halflings allowed."
Damn, alright. Attacking me personally. I'm you Tormaine personally.
So, that's a long story that we'll save for like an off episode.
It's not that long. It's about half the size
It's only about 3 feet tall.
On to Mongo. Mongo proceeded to do nothing as Mongo does.
Conserving energy.
Went to the potion keeper, Pulse, and got a child's potion kit.
Beginners.
My first potion kit.
Quite literally, my first potion kit. And if you had paid attention, it said ages.
You did.
5 to 10. So you also bought a scroll of messaging.
Yep.
Look on Augie's face right now. Are you okay there?
Never.
And that was about all you did. Oh yeah, I got more drunk.
A little bit. Oh, we also found out that Coin apparently has been drinking on our tab.
Yeah.
But also been getting us a discount.
Mutual benefit.
So, yeah.
Mutual benefit.
Mutual benefit for mutual destruction.
Let's see. Nikolai did make contact with Bandit, learned a little bit more about Bandit and the curiosities that is Bandit, and relayed the information to him that was much needed. And Bandit promptly GTFO'd.
Yeah, you seemed very excited to go find her, which is awesome, actually.
And you spent the more of your time in the room after you got your vehicle back, after it was accosted by the city guard for making too much noise, beginning to learn how to make it quieter.
Yup.
Scav. Scav did Scav things. He rangered and learned 2 new spells. And he also
Scav earned a little bit of coin at his expense.
Yeah. Also, he did. Actually, he did. What was it? What was it that you did? Oh yeah, you finished the crafting of your gifties for the parties. Oh god, I've gone full coin.
We haven't even
You need to
started
stop
yet.
doing that.
Worst thing.
Oh, I've done it in like actual out in public. Just go full coin. Like it happens. You just drop into the Munchkin Tabaxi and you can't get out.
That's
All right.
fantastic.
And with that, we're going to go to full view and pick up, and it's going to be a couple of days later. We join our illustrious crew with everybody being woken up by the frantic sounds of Augie and Nikolai going back and forth, making a ruckus as they have the previous couple of days as well, on how to make improvements on his machine. You hear a few bolts rattle across the floor, and instead of the sun waking you up as you normally are used to, it's the obnoxious morning chaos that is the been between Augie and Nikolai.
That just
And that's where we're going to pick up.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's too.
Yes, I
That's too.
understand that you want to make it more. But it's still going to rattle and make too much noise if we don't do this and put all the pieces together.
Yeah, but it's too big.
You're both
You need to
too
be able to
fucking
pick it
loud.
up. Somebody needs to pick it up. It's not like perfectly mobile.
This way you won't need it to be picked up anymore. You won't need somebody to throw you across the room. You'll be able to get there yourself.
Well, yeah, but if we keep it smaller, then like it can go places that I don't have to like leave it out. If we make this as big as you want to make it, then it has to like stay on the cart all the time.
Now I know why orchestras have a conductor that just go.
What's so bad about it staying on the cart if you're not in it?
Grab it and
What?
try to muffle the sound.
Diane is leaning
That's
up on
not
her
the
bed
problem,
and
but-
rubbing
but-
her temples.
But
You look at- you
making
look-
it as big as you want to make it, like literally, it would have to be on the cart.
You look
all the
over
time.
and you see Feisty sitting there with all four front paws. Two are on its ears, the other two are rubbing its temples.
Now, I do have plans on a carrier that I can make where we can carry for all
Even
of
you,
us.
Scav.
I just realized Feisty's not at the table. It's right there.
Upon here, since she's close enough she could hear carrier. I am not carrying you, Nikolai. Stop being lazy.
No, I
roll
was
a wisdom
talking
for me.
about.
Actually, are you going to go down and get breakfast?
I may.
Away from the noise?
Yeah. I may once Cayenne gets up and wakes herself up, splashing herself in the face with some water from the bathroom.
Well, that went bye-bye for now. It's okay.
Bye, die.
Bye, Die. The Die committed suicide.
What did
It's
it roll
okay.
at least?
I don't know. I have no idea even where it went. It's just gone on the studio floor.
I think it's behind you.
So, who's all going downstairs for breakfast to get away from the arguing siblings?
Of course. Don't want to be with that noise.
As you guys get up and you work your way out, you see Mongo kind of dragging a blanket behind him a little bit. And as you're walking, you're kind of like probably sagging a little bit. Feisty comes up and grabs you by your little collar, just picks you up and just carries you.
Yeah, that works. I'm still gonna.
You just don't understand, Augie. Like, this is finesse. Your stuff is big and powerful and messy. This is finesse.
As you're heading down the hall, you can
Messy.
hear muffled
It's
from
clean.
behind
It is
you.
sharp. It is angular. It has perfect lines. Nothing is messy
Boy.
about it. Is it
Before I get
bigger
too
than
far
your
away,
little?
I'm going to try to
Ball?
stomp behind
Yes.
Hoof as kind of a way to get them to quieten down if they understand.
Roll a strength there.
Awesome. It's going to keep you out of trouble,
Is that even possible?
No,
right?
I'm gonna go through my Get the ball.
Not very
Start
good. It was a
scrolling through.
5.
There was a spell in there when I first got it. Maybe there's another one to help shut them up.
You stomp, and it's just kind of like a half-effort stomp because you're just like, I'm tired and I'm hungry.
Look, I tuned the engine. It barely makes any noise on the outside anymore. Right now, I just need help with the armor plating because it's really riggedy. Sorry.
Riggedy.
Me and Gadriel can't pick up giant plates of metal. So, we did what we could. Can you help me with
These
fixing
plates
that?
of metal are going to keep it so that you don't get shot by an arrow or
Yeah!
some kind of explosive that you are so wont to do.
Yes, these sheets of metal help protect me.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you want to make it
But
ginormous.
if you don't go with this design,
It's just
you're not going to
me.
be able to put the sheets of metal on without it rattling around like crazy.
Yes, please help me with that.
Okay, guys. So you get
Sorry.
downstairs. That's good. You can keep rambling back and forth. That's fine. It's actually quite enjoyable. Seeing these two argue at each other. It's normally those two arguing at each other.
True.
You get downstairs and you find your usual table. You kind of look around a little bit. There's the usual patrons that are coming and going. You're used to basically a revolving door of people. You see off into the corner, though, that it's like the most guarded corner. You see that familiar fire gnassi. And they look as just disheveled the same. And the lizard folk, she comes over and she's like, food? Breakfast?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Could I just have some fruit this morning?
Sure.
Oh.
Food?
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
I would presume that I have some initial plans of what me and Gadriel were working on as far as my of my new build and the original build, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Augie, let's take my plans, my old ones, my new ones, and yours, go down and have some breakfast, and we'll make them work all together.
Your sibling trouble sense is tingling.
While we're having breakfast, we'll work together and make all the
While
plans
we're
work
writing
together.
On food, I'm just gonna make try
That's
to make
her
not
idea.
so obvious
Fine.
side glances at the fire.
You go down to
See.
breakfast,
Yeah.
realize
the
that my
Gnassi, they're
plans
sitting
are
there with a cup in their
immaculate.
hand of
I'm
just
going to go
obviously
have a
alcohol.
bath.
Just
Your
staring
plans are
into
great,
it like
it's
it's
just
a
too
bottomless
big.
abyss.
Basically, there's guards all around.
It's like
them.
it's like
No, they're
halfway
just very
to
guarded. They found basically
the
the
full
safest
crew
spot
carrier
in
I was making.
the tavern.
Maybe we can adapt
to
that for the
sit
crew carrier I
so
was
that
making.
they
I got
have
those
a
plans
clear
too.
line of sight
We can look
in
at that.
direction. Also, you're very loud right
sorry.
now.
Question: do I notice the fire Gnassi?
Do an investigation. It's going to be a disadvantage because you're not looking for him specifically.
Right. Just roll 2 die. Make it easier.
Other than just like a fire glowing humanoid.
Yeah, essentially.
That would be like, whoa, that dude's on fire.
That'd be a 14.
14. You're kind of sitting there and you're waiting for food, and you just kind of look around, and you're just like, you're looking at the torches a little bit, and you look over and you see that this person is like glowing with ember and fire, and you're like, what?
Now, I only asked this because I remember given information that there is a fire Gnassi at the tavern.
Yeah. And
I was-
you're not familiar with what a fire ganassi is, and you're like, is that what that is?
Was I ever given a name?
No.
Okay. Go ahead and nudge the others.
You get nudged, Mongo.
Who or what is that?
That's
That's them.
a very, very guarded, very terrified fire ganassi.
That's a fire Gnassi?
Yes.
Someone said there was a fire Gnassi that needed help with something.
So, interesting thing, he is very terrified right now. So approaching him would be a very bad idea. I could
Fiery temper, huh?
no. he's very. He said that he was going through this area with his hunting party. He had a contract for the Hunters Guild, and it was to get rid of assassins or this just mysterious group that was causing kids and adults to disappear. But what his group expected was not your normal assassins. He said these were children.
Children?
Yes, who came out of nowhere. The only way you knew they were there was by some kind of, he said, disembodied laughing.
Question: how drunk was he when he said "children assassin"?
How big are
Considering
Augie's
he
plans?
was
Like, how
clamoring
big is
for
the
a
shooting
lot
paper?
of drinks,
They're Augie
and
sized.
he's shaky. And when I spoke to him, he drew
If she
his
goes to the
sword
bath,
at
I'll
me.
start rolling up her
I
plate.
would say there's a lot of truth to what he said.
And take him
We
with me
saw
downstairs to lunch.
undead bodies.
Oh no.
I don't think this would be too far of a stretch.
I wonder if it has something to do with like all the stories about that hag. Someone said that this fire ganassi, I don't remember who told me, I think it was one of the rangers. Or someone in the town. But they said that there was a fire ganassi that had something or knew something that would probably help us.
I do know that he had a contract, and I did mention to him to go to the Hunters Guild to see if he would be able to turn the contract back in or hand it to someone else.
They don't work that way, unfortunately.
So as you're chatting between each other, the lizard folk, she comes back and she's setting down food. She sits down in front of you. It's like a slice of pie, but it's a breakfast tart, and you can see crystallized sugar on top, with some of the berries and sauces leaking out along the side.
That sounds pretty
Fuck, that sounds really good.
You can see the crust is like a perfect, like flaky, almost croissant style.
Yeah, it's official. That sounds fucking great.
So, when are you making that, when are you making these recipes and putting them inside the Discord?
Delicious food. And you just get like it's almost like a breakfast burrito, but it's using pork belly instead, and like diced up potatoes, a little bit of carrots, some onion, some fresh cheese.
And to deliver that breakfast burrito, fucking no one. So there's a problem here.
You get the same thing, and so does Feisty.
Cat's eating burrito.
You see Feisty pick up their burrito, and it looks like they have a giant cigar in their mouth.
Does
Fucking
does
Remind me to grab
does Feisty
actually.
look like Flippy the bird
Oh my god.
from the
I
Chiefs
guess I
of
could
Huts?
reach over and grab one.
That's all your own.
Wait for a bit. Totally forgot to put them on the table.
That's all right.
That's a good one. That's a good one. The lizard folk, she looks at you and she's like, you're talking about that weird one over there, aren't you? Yeah, they're basically just living off of alcohol.
That can't be healthy.
It seemed that way last.
Well, I mean, for a fight,
the last night I had met him.
Yep. They are basically just drinking and they're trying to get rid of a contract. But yeah, if you can do something about that, that'd be great.
Do you want to drink the contract?
Well, no.
Oh.
Based on what I learned about the Hunters Guild, you don't exactly just get out of a contract. You either have to pay what the contract is worth, or sell it off to someone else, another adventuring party. You can't just drop it.
Don't you fucking dare.
I don't think it's him you have to worry about picking up the contract.
He doesn't go anywhere near your new friend over there.
Oh, I'm going.
No, you're not.
Are you already getting up and heading over there with your burrito?
No, I'm not going now, but I will be speaking with them later. They might have something important for us, apparently.
Care to
Are you gonna go talk to
elaborate, or is this a?
I
more
don't
code?
know.
I'll
That's the thing.
Oh, they may.
has
I don't
the
even, I don't even
lizard
know
folk
if that's
already
the right
walked
one.
off?
Yeah, she did.
So you're just gonna walk
Is there
up
like
to-
another like a hostess or waitress
into
nearby?
whatever the fuck their name
There
is.
is the
You just, "Hey,
barkeep
you may
that
have
you
a
could
thing
stop
for
at.
us."
I can go over to the barkeep. I was gonna get like a tart or something for the fire ganassi to take over to
So
him.
if he just gives you the
Okay.
middle
The
finger,
barkeep is
that might be
a
important.
wood elf, and she just kind of looks at you. Oh, you want it to be the same thing that you're eating?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay. And it's for fire ganassi, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And she's like, I will have that in a moment. And she goes around the other side of the bar. It's a bar that's basically a giant circle, one of those really fancy ones. And she heads off, and another person comes around, and they're basically they're handling the whole bar on their own. So there's usually 2 people there at the same time. And after about 5 moments, so you two are arguing back and forth probably. And
Well, she said she was going to take a bath.
Yeah, she sent Nikolai off and said, "Listen, you take my plans, you take your plans. Realize my plans are better, and I'm taking a bath."
So I'm rolling up her plans.
oh yeah, it's like this big giant tent you're carrying around.
Put it over my shoulder and start going downstairs.
And as you two are talking back and forth about how he's not allowed to accept a contract, you realize Cayenne's already got up and left the table. And the wood elf comes over and sits down one of the tarts. It's a little bit more cooked than yours, but probably too more accustomed to what the fire ganassi wants.
This
If you
is some
bother, then step
very,
away for the restroom. I'll be right
very
back.
ominous tavern music.
I'd tell them thank you.
Did Kelly
take
just
the
say she
part
was
from
going
them,
to go away?
I think
slowly
she said she was
make my way
Okay.
over
Okay.
to the fire
I didn't catch
ganassi.
that.
Okay,
So I
the
did that.
you
I
work
was
your way
laughing.
over there, and the fire ganassi is sitting there, and then sees you come over, and kind of looks you up and down, looks around a little bit, just to make sure it's safe. You can tell that they already have their hand on their sword that's on the chair next to them. They're like, it's you again.
Yes. I noticed you whenever me and my siblings came from our room earlier, and I thought I would bring you over some breakfast. I noticed you are in the same state as I saw you last. I figured I would get you some food for your stomach.
I think that they just kind of look a little bit at the alcohol, and they're like, yeah, it's been about a week since I've actually eaten anything.
I will cautiously put the tart on the table for them.
They slide it over, and they kind of look at you, and they're just like, they motion for you to take a seat. And you guys look over, and you see Cayenne's gone over to the fire ganassi.
You don't have to worry about her taking up a fucking contract randomly.
And the fire ganassi does. He takes like a bowl that's there. It's probably for nuts and things to toss into. He pulls the bowl over, pours the alcohol in it, picks the tart up, dunks it in, and just takes a bite.
Yikes.
I'll-
That's
I'll-
gone.
I'll chuckle to myself at that. At least you're getting food in your stomach.
Just straight dunk it in there, just going to town on it. He's like, yeah, I went to the Hunters Guild. I can't alleviate the contract. I need to have someone else accept it.
So, my brother mentioned that he had heard from rangers there is a fire ganassi in town that may have something important for us.
Could be me. I mean, I did pass 2 rangers and did mention that it was actually before my party was murdered. And that we would possibly see about offloading this contract because we thought it would be, beneath us at the time, but we don't know how to deal with this situation, as you see that my party is no longer among the living.
Would you mind if I brought my siblings over here to speak with you?
No,
They're harmless.
He just motions no and just dips there in there, and he takes the spoon or the fork and starts just, he sets it in there, and he's like, it's pointless because all the stuff is falling out into the bowl anyway. Just starts eating it like a very odd kind of cereal at this point.
Booze-soaked fruit tart cereal.
Yeah.
Instead of having milk with your Cheerios, you have
Are Scav
ale
and
with your
Mongo
Cheerios.
looking in my general direction?
I think everybody's looking your direction right now.
There's quite a few people looking over like, oh shit, that centaur's talking to that fire ganassi. You don't see that every day.
So I'll make like a simple motion to wave at Mongo and Scav to get them to come over.
Breakfast burrito in one hand, drink in the other. Make my way over.
I'll head over with Feisty and I'll probably pick up Nikolai and take him with.
I'm still upstairs.
Oh, I thought you meant to the table. My bad.
No,
Yeah.
not yet.
Feisty is walking over there, invisible, and there's just this floating burrito sticking out of their mouth. And the fire ganassi reaches for the sword, seeing this.
No. That's Feisty.
My apologies for the name.
He looks at you. He's like, "The gods is a feisty."
No. Feisty is a companion of ours.
Okay.
For safety measures, she's invisible. As
Just-
odd as that sounds.
You get
Just-
used to it.
You just see this like stream of just like instant concern and anxiety run through this person.
I don't believe I ever caught your name.
Kelp.
Kelp.
My mother thought it would be hilarious if she named me after her side of the family.
Her side?
He looks at you and he's like, "You're a little short to be. I don't even know what you are."
A special kind of cat.
Hey,
The specialist. I'm what you call a munchkin tabaxi. My name's Mongo.
now they come half-sized. Okay.
I'm Scavered. I'm apparently what's called a gemstone kobold.
I met one of your kind. Brave as can be.
Yeah. Sorry.
Until the dragon dropped the mountain on him.
Huh. Okay.
And I am
That would be
Cayenne.
disturbing.
We have met, but not formally introduced.
Reach over and pat Feisty, and this is Feisty.
You're just patting the air.
It's okay, you can show yourself.
Feisty baps you across the back of the head. Unseen servant. Okay. And you come downstairs, Nikolai, and you go look at the usual table.
No, there. Maybe they're. I don't know. I got a big old plan to lay out anyway, so I'll just go over there and wait for him.
And you can see like bits of food that were left on the table from like, Mongo and Feisty and Scav.
Blush it off. Put the plans down and start combining them.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll tinkering.
I can only imagine what this looks like, a little mouse running around on a big table with a big sheet of paper.
It's essentially like
Exactly like that.
it's like a Viking long table that he's running around on top of. This can seat like a party of like 24, but it's usually just you guys.
14.
14?
Mhm.
You're kind of starting to go through the plans and starting to see some of the actual genius of Augie and what they were setting out to do. But you're seeing areas like, okay, we can take this and make it smaller. We can do this and this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, back to you guys. So they're just sitting there just eating this mess of a pie.
What you got there?
You see what they did to the pie. It's what Cayenne is still casually nibbling on, but now this one is a bit more overcooked and now in a pool of alcohol.
A fruit tart slop.
You know, I bet it probably wouldn't even be that bad, but still,
Actually,
it
On
would,
the booze.
Depends on the booze, yeah.
it would probably look really
If it was
bad,
nice, sweet,
though.
like honey meat or something like that, that'd actually pretty
It
good.
might be good.
But Kelp was the one who told me about what had happened. The contract.
Right. So you're stuck in one of those two.
If another party chooses to accept it, I can pass it on to them because most of my party has been wiped out.
Don't say a word.
Do you
Not
know what happened
one-
exactly?
He just
This
looks
listening
at you,
skills
and you can
fucking
just see the stress across his face. He's like, and he just stands up to his full height, and he just leans over the table. When you can feel the heat coming off him as he leans into you, he's like, "Yeah, I was there."
I don't know. What do you guys think?
And then he sits back down and just starts eating again. And you can see where the hand was on the table. You can see the wood is singed a little bit.
Cast mending.
Like, you immediately
Grab like a pull
Hades.
a rag out of the sleeve and just kind of.
Wax on, wax off.
Trying to remember,
to do
what
in
did the
this
Rangers
situation.
say about?
Oh fuck! Not you two.
No. I'm serious. Kelp's already gone to the Hunters Guild, and no one will take the contract.
That's what the Rangers had said. So you happen to know the area very well, right?
Done quite a bit of adventuring through here, yes.
Well, I'll go ahead and lean over a little.
I already know what you're gonna fucking say, and we're not doing shit until we fucking read it.
I'm leaning over to speak with them, trying to be a little bit discreet about it too.
I don't give a fuck if he heard me or not.
He's too concerned with eating the food because he hasn't eaten in like a week.
So the ranger said that there was a fire ganassi in town that may be able to help us navigate the region and learn a little bit more about it as well. If we help him, he might be able to help us safely get to where we need to go.
That way we wouldn't have to touch the contract and be bound to it.
That way
But
he fulfills his
Just have to
contract.
read the fucking thing, 'cause I don't know what the details of the
Well, there is a problem with that, though. If we help him, we would then be bound by it through association.
What if we just say we're supervising?
It's a magical contract.
How much do you fucking know about it?
Considering we got looped into a contract and
Bless!
no one touched it.
I'll give you a share drink water while you're taking a bath.
Yeah, which is why if we're gonna have him travel with us, or if we're going in the same direction, we kind of need to know how the fucking thing works.
He's got a
Hit
point.
my meat faster.
He's got a pretty good point.
Stop looking
wouldn't
so surprised when you say that.
Still wouldn't hurt to take a look at it, though.
He just drops the contract on the table.
You
You
wouldn't
can-
happen to know if we just look it over and like read it. That's not gonna like put our names on it or some fucking shit like the last one.
As long as you don't touch it.
Yeah, that's what was explained. As long
And
as the
you
contract
can see
is not
there's like
touched.
some gashes taken out of this contract, an arrow gone through it, there's blood splattered all over it.
Without touching it. I'm gonna take a look at it.
Try to read it.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and do an investigation on it. Alright, go ahead and do another investigation. Or you do an investigation as well. And we
Yeah, how long has it been?
17.
probably about a good 20 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
24.
I'm wondering, definitely
24.
wondering where my family is.
18.
18?
No clue. That's a
9.
A 9? You're
Let's go
kind of-
back to work.
You're kind of looking around the contract a bit, and you pause for a moment, and your eyes get that really, your tail kind of twitches a little bit, and you see a piece of crumb that she dropped in it. You can see the flakiness of the bread and the salt crystals on it, and it's just big enough for you to hold in your hands and eat.
A little bit of sweet flaky crust.
And you take a bite of it, and you get a little tiny bit of the jam that was on there.
God, I fucking want one so bad right now.
Actually, yeah, I'm going to look around for the waitress now.
She's just walking by.
Hey.
She pauses a moment, and she's like, "Oh,
Hi.
it's you."
Yeah.
Yes.
I think one of my family was here a little bit ago and had some type of delicious sweet pastry because there was a little bit left on the table. I've been waiting for them, and I ate it, and it was delicious. Can I have some?
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
She heads off, and she has like this big brown thing full of all these plates and things teetering and stuff.
Go back to work.
She's using Tensor's floating disk.
Essentially, that's what it is.
Tensor's floating serving tray?
Yeah.
I mean, it could work.
Intense serving tray. So you look over the contract, and the contract is like surprisingly sparse. It's it's 500 gold per head, and it's basically describing a group of individuals that are stalking up and down the actual continent, harming adventuring parties, harming, merchants and things of the sort, people traveling up and down them. And it very explicitly says it's not the hag. It would have been clarified if it was a hag, because they are using the methods to basically keep her at bay. Torches, fire, people on watch. But the details are more or less sparse on what is going on. It's just stating that people have died in the middle of the night, to investigate it. Here's some of the areas. Usual things on a contract of that sort.
So, we all read this now, right? Am I the only one who basically gets... There's some group of fuckers just kind of terrorizing this little area.
Something doesn't add up.
You think...
The Fire Ganassi looks over. Aren't you the genius of the group?
Oh, yes, my brother, Captain Obvious over here.
Oh, yes, we accept the contract because it looks fucking basic, you goddamn idiot. And you get out there and you realize, oh, it's fucking children laughing in the middle of the night that come in and just fucking murder your party.
What?
I told you.
That's the
He
thing,
was
though.
fucking hammered when he said that.
Why would something along the lines of that detail be left out of a contract?
Because it's creepy as fuck.
Or they didn't know what the fuck they were dealing with.
I'm gonna take another look at it. Can we see who the original employer of said contract is on there?
That information is usually classified.
Sounds like we need to pay a visit to the Hunters Guild to find out a little bit more about this, because something does not seem right about this contract.
Captain Obvious.
That's the look Augie is giving. Augie's like, my D&D experience is tingling.
Yes. The name of the person that ordered the contract is confidential.
As it is on every contract.
No, we had one where it was blatantly obvious.
If they're
Well,
provided by the city, it's stated, but if it's provided by a private clientele, it is not stated. Unless, of course, they permit that.
Or explicitly requested, yeah.
Yeah.
before you make a remark about it being blatantly obvious, yes, I feel like there is something wrong with this contract. I don't think it was intentionally put out to be the way it was. This feels more like a setup.
The fire ganassi takes a bite and looks at each of you, and he's like, "You're a new adventuring party, right?
Yes.
You're looking to break your teeth and get into adventuring and join experienced adventurers.
Preferably the non-lethal side of it.
My boy, there is no non-lethal side. You're going to meet blood at some point, and it will be on your fur."
Been there, done that.
May even be from your foot.
He's like, "Not every contract is clear or cut. Now, you're going to travel on this continent to another town or location. Let me be completely blunt with you about this. These people doing this, these children, are attacking adventurers, travelers, merchants along the paths. You're already a target by going out there. So why not make some fucking coin in exchange for their lives?"
Question: did you pick up this contract here in Winemore, or did you pick it up from the post?
We picked it up from the capital city.
The capital city. Wow. So you've been all the way to Casillo.
Yes. Wonderful city.
Heading to the local Hunters Guild might not be a bad idea. I'm pretty fucking sure they're not going to know who took out the original contract, but yeah, the whole feels like a setup thing.
Does it hurt you to say that's scavenger?
That's
You're
right.
I never said Scavenge was right.
You said words that kind of fit around that.
I never fucking said that.
Oh, look, he's
Does
giving...
it hurt?
Oh, look, he's giving Scabbard a hug. Look, everybody, he's giving Scabbard a compliment hug.
Well, what do you all think?
I
We
think
have to
this
go
is
that-
shit.
We have to go that direction anyways.
As you're working there, you get your little piece of like pie on your size plate.
Sweet. Eat that.
I at least know what Augie's thinking right now.
Yeah,
Oh, that was
water.
a nice bath. It's about time to eat breakfast.
4 hours later.
4. It's already nighttime.
It's already the next day.
We've already had lunch.
So, the
Augie's canon is she's completely absent from the session and thinks it's still breakfast time.
guys, I'm ready for breakfast. Augie, it's 6 o'clock at night.
It's 6 o'clock at night, 2 days later.
Where have you been? I think a coma.
Hey, there is one way to get Augie out of the bath very quickly.
Drain it.
You might
No,
have to buy her a
freeze
new
it.
hammer after. But it does work.
Actually, I know one way that would get Augie out of a bathtub because she'd be furious. Every time she tries to adjust the temperature, it's always off by a little bit.
God.
Yeah, that would be fucking irritating.
Just never be
She
comfortable.
adjusts it 1 degree, gets 2 degrees colder.
It's never right.
Adjust it the other way, it gets way hotter. It's just no perfect middle ground.
So take a break and start eating that tart.
It's delicious.
He's
What the heck?
not
It's my fucking
wrong,
family.
though. We
Just
eventually...
because he's not wrong doesn't mean I have to fucking like it. No offense.
I don't think any
None
of us
fucking
are gonna
taken.
like it. But
Fuzzball.
here's the thing. If we're traveling, we will eventually need more coin. And eventually we will need to take up work.
The Fire Ganassi just looks at their food and they're like, I actually adventured with a tabaxi once. His name was Brass Balls. He came from a line of barbarians.
A barbarian in the back with the name of Brass Balls.
I'm sure that wasn't Leonin.
Oh, God.
Just
Well,
Do I see the server around?
Do an investigation.
Okay.
Well, I think we're at that point where no matter what...
That'd probably be a no.
we decide
That's
to
now an
do,
8.
An 8?
We need to do some sort of fucking research.
Nope. You find this
I
one
say
part
we
of the
just
plans
need to
that
make
you
a
had come
decision
up
and
with.
then
It's
get out of this
absolutely
town and
ludicrous,
think
and
about
now
it.
it's just like your
Well-
focal point of anger.
Okay.
Well, if we're going to be traveling down the road knowing that it's going to be attacked, we might as well go ahead and
let's
try to make it difficult for the little fuckers. You know, maybe set a trap on the wagon.
Well, first, let's take a look at the map. I'll pull out the map, spread it out.
You see that he's about to spread them out over the contract.
No.
Oh, I'll be careful about that. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna carefully lay it out beside or
Let's-
a little bit away from the contract.
Let's do that later.
Well,
Let's let the man finish his meal.
just one
Thanks.
question, a really quick question, an important one actually. Whereabouts on here were you when this happens? On the map of the region.
He shows you on the map, and it's from the middle of the region all the way to the town, and some up going towards the actual capital city. That there were various attack points where
Good
party
lord.
members were basically picked off the entire time.
So from Willowfall, the Post to Winemore.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's a massive amount of area to cover. That's 2
If we're gonna
mountain
do this-
passes, a couple of forests, and a river.
If we're going to do this, we're just going to be the guinea pigs.
Well,
The lab rat, you could say.
As Kelp did explain, regardless, if we go out there, if we take this contract or not, we may or may not be food.
So we don't really have a choice either way, regardless.
Yeah. Certainly seeming that way.
Well,
Well, swing into the Hunters Guild, see what you can find. You're probably not going to find out jack shit, but
The
Were there
Fire
other
Ganassi sits
survivors?
back. He's like, I'm not going to declare that I'm with you because I don't want you on this contract until you accept it. But I will remain here in this tavern because it is the safest place for me.
well, we're going to do a little bit of poke around, ask a couple of questions.
oh, before you guys leave, before we split up, I have something upstairs that I have to get for everybody.
He already knows that we're leaving. We don't need to come up with some sort of weird secret.
Oh, no.
We'll be back. So yeah,
I'll be right
upstairs
back.
with everybody else, so that way we can talk.
Oh, you're going with me.
Yeah, we're all going upstairs.
Okay, well, that works out great then. Let's
So
go.
you part ways with the Fire Ganassi, and they just finish off their thing, and they call the waitress over for another drink.
It's not on our tab.
And you're walking back, and you see Nikolai at your usual table with the plans spread out, a bunch of other plans, and crumbs all across his table from what he's been eating, and just leaving a trail of crumbs.
See that?
Brother,
Over there.
brother,
You hear this, and you immediately look up, and you see
Hey, where you guys go?
wrap it up. We have important things to discuss.
What? I just started working.
It's something far more important than
and
that,
you,
actually.
and you realize you've been working for about like an hour at this point.
Alrighty. Mental mixture picture. Do I have like? Am I at a stopping point?
Do an intelligence check.
Does
Would that be
Nikolai
about the time that
understand
Augie
what a
gets
stopping
downstairs?
point is?
Huh? What was that?
Would that be about the time that Augie gets
14.
downstairs?
14. It's a good stopping point. And as you start to roll this up, Augie, you come downstairs, get food, and you see everybody starting to head back upstairs.
I wasn't taking a bath for that long. What's going on?
We
Something
got
important.
important things to do.
I was working
Oh.
for an hour, Augie.
It's been an hour, Augie.
And?
That's actually kind of one of the quick up so
Kind of like swing her plans up to her. Like, you take forever.
Hey, I enjoy snatches the plans out of his hand. I enjoy my baths.
And as you're standing there, the familiar lizard folk waitress walks by, grabs your wrist, Augie, very gently, opens your hand, sets a plate in it with a burrito, and walks off.
You might want to take that to go.
Female or male? Just out of curiosity.
It's the usual female lizard folk.
Fantastic. She winks at her.
like she knows you at this point of like how you're just like caught in between going places for need food on the go.
You're gonna want to listen to this one, Augie. It's a bit
Brilliant.
of a doozy.
What?
What'd you do now?
Fuck.
Start
did you guys do
chomping on the
now?
burrito as she
It's
heads
not
back
what we
upstairs
did.
with the
It's something that
You bite into the
avoidable.
burrito and you didn't wait for it to cool, so it's like piping, burning hot burrito.
By the way, I made a bunch
Oh.
of changes to your plans, Augie.
Well, you're an idiot. But please tell me about your team.
You're an idiot. I would like to know more. You get back to the room. You can see steam coming out of Augie's mouth from the burrito.
At least it's not because she's angry.
That's the ears.
Yeah, she waves her hand. It's helped by the fact that her hands are a little bit webbed, so she's like,
You guys get back into the room. Feisty, you can see Feisty just sneaking, trying to sneak. Let's see how well Feisty sneaks.
Probably really well.
Oh god, that was bad.
Really?
Yes. You see Feisty casually trying to sneak over back to the bag of jerky.
Feisty.
doesn't he have an advantage? Because,
He's invisible.
yeah.
She just ate and she is quite like being lazy.
Oh,
Just wants to more eat.
Feisty, get away from there.
Feisty goes, oh.
No, later. Later.
Hmm.
Come here. I have something for you.
Feisty goes,
Actually,
lays on your bed again.
I have something
You
for
have your
all of you,
hat.
actually.
They pull the hat over your bed. Makes like a little tent. Their little nose is sticking out.
So,
Not gonna lie, that's actually a great idea. I may steal that later.
remember the measurements I made for everybody? I made things for all of you.
You know, forget the sudden death that's on our doorstep. Presents!
And I feel like it may actually be useful in regards to what we have to talk about.
Just get on to the talking. I got shit to do.
I had you. It's literally like a small little belt, but it's a little like a done leather belt. You can hold all your
glaring as
tools.
she
on one
chomps on her
button.
burrito.
Ah, cool.
For Augie, you have a leather tabard.
Glaring.
Oh. For Cayenne, you have a satchel for your components, for material components and such.
Oh, more pouches. Just what she needed.
For Mongo, you have a card satchel, so you can hold your cards, your own material components and such in there too. For Feisty, it's a small little collar, and a small bandolier for Scav for his arrows and such.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I forgot to
Is
mention. I forgot to mention, Augie, your burrito is not like the others. Instead, it is more like a fish and chips version.
Fish and chips, really?
Brilliant. That sounds amazing,
I
actually.
would totally try that.
Chicken.
Burrito would be amazing.
Breakfast
Get the right
burrito
fucking-
made with mostly coastal stuff sounds amazing.
I'll tell you from firsthand experience, it's really good.
They sell those here.
No, there's this one restaurant that sadly went out. They have the best fucking fish and chips, and I do not like seafood, and I can eat that stuff all fucking day.
I got a few places you should check out. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, back to you guys. Go ahead.
These might actually
But,
be a little bit useful for everybody.
Cool. Start
Oh.
putting it on and see what tools I can put in it.
You're finding it fits a lot of really good screwdrivers.
Awesome.
Switch where I have my jar of spores and put it in the satchel, since that would be much easier to keep it shut.
Your little mushroom is just sitting on your head.
Thanks, dude. Now, what is so important?
Well,
We may
Cayenne,
have another contract on our hands.
What? I thought we were like agreeing to like.
We did not touch.
Oh, okay.
but here's the thing, though. It doesn't matter whether we accept the contract or not. The situation may involve us having to be active with said situation regardless.
Huh?
So basically, the route that we have to take to get to, well, fucking anywhere,
Yeah.
is currently being occupied by a rather devious little shit who are murdering, killing, and robbing anyone they damn well please.
And whether we
So-
accept this contract or not, more than likely we'll have to deal with them at some point anyways.
We'll accept the contract unless there's some like clause that says like, if you don't do it, we're going to hunt you down and hang you.
There's like no any information like who the contract was from. Like it was so sparse on the paper. It was just saying that there's a group, just a murdering group.
No, I was just talking about like rules of fulfilling the contracts. Like if we accept the contract, do we have to do it within X amount of days, months,
There's
years,
literally
or
no information
That's
on it.
the thing. There's absolutely nothing. We don't know who set it up.
Okay.
We don't know what the payment is in terms of what
Sure.
it's going through.
Sure. Okay. So, for instance, when I accept contracts with the Tinkers Guild, they all have some type of need this done by this date.
This is
That's
not
the
the
thing.
Tinkers Guild.
Yeah, I
Was there a
understand.
time frame
This is the
listed on
Hunters
that?
Guild. Some
no.
contracts will be cut and clean. Most of them will not be.
On Hunters Guild contracts, there is usually not an expiration date. It's either you finish the job or you die doing the job.
Oh, so we can like accept 100 contracts and like just never fill them.
Some do have urgency on them. They
Oh.
do have time frames.
Okay.
So this
And they will
one,
specify that.
this contract, I read it very carefully, and not a single bit of
Giving a look at you read it carefully.
We all three did.
Actually, I was very thorough in it. And
You hear a meow from Feisty about it.
Like,
there is no information about this contract at all. It almost feels like it was intentionally planted,
intentionally planted.
like devious.
I don't
Okay.
think it is such, but
Hey.
okay.
Well, I mean, with that contract for the bandits was like kind of like completely not what we found.
Imagine if Feisty reached up and just bapped the contract.
Oh my god.
Some contracts
Personally, I
have
feel like these
no.
people
They
just
have
don't know how
very
to write
limited
contracts.
information.
Huh.
Like with the bandits, we thought we were just dealing with bandits.
Well-
We didn't know we would be dealing with corpses.
And I get that, but I think we should go to the Hunters Guild and find out if there's any type of like bylaws with regards to like.
I don't care about bylaws.
Also, Cayenne, you're aware that you have to take him to see the shaman?
There's a
I'm
discussion
already
that
on
we're-
top of that. I'm gonna be heading down to the Hunters Guild to try and see if I can learn anything more about this.
Who's going with Scabbard?
Well, the biggest thing I'm interested in is if there's any type of like unspoken rules, is like when you accept a contract, when you have to complete it.
We
Just
I reach
why
over
don't
and
you
flick
go-
him on the forehead.
Why don't you just go with Scav since you're so curious?
Well, I was hoping you'd take me to see that old lizard lady.
Tell you what,
You pick one or the other.
you two go to see the old lizard. The three of us will go and ask as many questions as we can possibly come
If-
up with.
And if you get me thrown out of said lizard lady, I'm breaking your tail the rest of the way.
Why would I? How? What?
She's very particular with who she likes and who she speaks to.
Okay.
So you
well,
would most likely
I will
end up lunch if you speak too much.
Why does everybody want to eat me?
Because you're a mouse.
I don't.
You are literally food for cats, food for dogs, food for anything with a beak, food for anything
I
with
would
claws.
not eat him.
You tried.
You wouldn't eat him because you are a sentient feline. You actually have intelligence.
Thank you, somebody, for finally fucking recognizing that.
He has intelligence?
Actually, this is pretty funny from the chat. He's dinner shaped.
I'm going to throw a thorn or a pin towards Scab for him being rude toward Mongo.
All right, roll a dex to throw something.
I'm gonna try to dodge it.
Go ahead and roll that acrobatics.
That would be a 16.
I can try to mess up his footing with me.
Oh no, it pegs me.
as you turn around, it just hits you right between the eyes.
All right, I probably deserve that one, but
I will behave. I'll stay outside until she says I can come in.
before we leave, though, Augie, I have a request for you.
She narrows her eyes, sighs, and just looks at Skylar.
You remember that thing I asked you about? If you were able to make it with your new tools?
Vaguely.
Well, would you be interested in trying out your new tools and making a halberd with the hatchet and spear?
Why would I do
Scav.
that? I think I could
Scav.
melt down the
Look
head
at all
with a
this
hatchet
stuff
and
that she
spear,
Using her
And
tools.
Look at all my
Make
junk.
it happen.
I've got to figure out how to use all this stuff.
But would you be able to, though?
She made all this stuff. I'm pretty sure she can.
Would I be able to? Yes. Would it be more effective to melt them both down and make a halberd? Also, yes.
That's what I'm
While
saying.
they're arguing
Okay.
slash speaking.
Basically,
Kaya
I would like to
feeding
commission
her
you to make something for
horse
me,
with
Augie.
her slop.
Oh yeah, you hear like the familiar. You hear a clink, and suddenly the smell hits all of you.
Oh, a warning.
Whoa!
And you
Do that outside.
you see the mushroom on your head. He just immediately runs down your shoulder and climbs into the feeding jar, and almost like taking a bath like Augie in the bathtub.
Oh,
Really, little guy? Why?
Just looks up at you, beaming brightly.
With rotten meat.
God, that thing
Hanging out
is
his
so
mouth.
weird, but I will say, a warning, please. That smells so rancid.
It climbs out and it just holds out a piece of the rotting meat to you, and it just you see like slime coming off of it.
No, thank you. I already ate.
Close the jar back.
Holds it out to you, Mongo. Then it holds it to you, Augie. Because it's on Cayenne's shoulder, so it's almost at nose level with you.
At this point, Cayenne is used to the smell.
These little mushroom-shaped like feet tracks on you of the goo.
Gross.
Oh. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take my the old cloak and put it on Feisty.
Feisty's in the little den it made.
Oh, I also put its collar on too.
You go over to try and handle Feisty, and you can't get him out of this tent.
Don't make me go in there.
No.
All right, so you three are going to go to the Hunter's Guild.
Feisty's on my bed. You do that later.
Hello, down here.
Huh?
You three are going to go to the Hunter's Guild?
The dinner shape is talking.
Wheels on wheels.
Right?
Yes,
Right.
we're going
Okay.
to go and ask a lot of questions. And probably
The
not
smell
get any
is still
fucking answers.
lingering.
Oh, that smell is fucking strange.
Oh,
I
okay.
have to.
If the
Keep
smell
bringing
is
it
so
up.
terrible, why don't you get rid of it? I don't know how to get rid of the smell.
You realize you have a spell for that.
It's called prestidigitation.
Now, what do I want the room to smell like now?
Probably that pie.
No, he
Like
wants
a
it
mix
more.
Of like raspberry, blackberry butter.
Mint. Because
Mint.
mint is like catnip.
Roll a performance.
You could just make it smell like catnip.
Oh Lord.
Oh. While we're on our way to the Hunter's Guild, do we want to sell any of the old junk inside the cart, or do we want to try and salvage what's left? I know we already kind of did that, but
As you're talking back and forth, you're just hit. It's like you have that obnoxious odor in the room, and then suddenly you're just hit by the smell of mint out of nowhere.
Augie will point out she's already melted down
oh, nice.
anything that she could and like disassembled all of the like just random weapons and things into their constituent parts in order to have materials, one, to make Nikolai's thing, and two, to work on plans for helping out the rest of the party as well.
Party.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that covers that.
So you guys head off to the Hunters Guild, and you two head off to Old Town.
Uh-huh. So tell me about this lady.
She's a lizard folk. She's eccentric, and
They
she
kind
only
of all are, from my experience.
she only likes certain people.
Yeah, that's what Klein said too. And who else said that? I forget who else. Oh, it was the guard. Yeah.
And not a lot of people like to speak to her
Why?
because she's not viewed as normal by annoying upper class people
Okay.
who like to look down on those of us who actually work and do things.
Mm.
Look down at us from their pointy noses and judge.
Mm.
As you guys are heading through the street, a high elf looks over. Hi, I resent that.
Wasn't a reference to you. I'm sorry.
And the high elf is like, and you can tell that they're a ranger, and it's like, okay,
Would I be walking or would I be riding on your shoulder or something?
you're probably on her shoulder because your machine is in the shop.
Yeah, I was going to leave the
Yeah.
leave the machine because
It's in pieces right now.
yeah.
Depending on what shoulder you're on, you're probably in rotten meat. Because he prestidigitated the room, but not me.
Uh,
Yeah.
No, I learned the hard way. You don't do that.
Don't
well,
cast
if there's rotten meat goop on one shoulder and not on the other one, I'll go to the other one.
Yeah.
You ask before you clean up, Kyle.
You ask before you do anything with Cayenne. So, you eventually get to the old town. Past the familiar, old town stalls and things like that. And you see the familiar hut of the lizard folk. And you see this very eccentric looking, it's almost like a circus tent.
Mhm.
It's decorated, and you can see that it's actually open.
Okay. Well, hop down and find some place to plant my butt until I'm invited in. Read something, work on my plans, whatever.
Do I remember seeing a store in that area that would have caught Nikolai's interest?
Not really. You never looked, so
Okay.
you were looking things that were more of your interest, so
Okay.
Let's just start working on my plans until I'm invited in.
Go inside to see business.
yeah, you head inside and you see that she actually has a different bag of bones and she just drops them into the thing. And she doesn't even pay mind to you and she's like, you brought the one from the moon.
Yes, he is my brother.
Not the blood, not of choice, of circumstance.
Yes. He's a good brother. He can be a little odd at times, but he's a good brother.
And she just picks up the bones again and just
He did have questions for you if you wouldn't mind speaking to him.
I have been told of such. Bring him in.
Just not getting away.
I'll slowly make my way back out and go grab Nikolai.
You bump into a few of the wind chimes that are made of odd bones and things like that, and that catches your attention too.
Oh,
And
I'll look over. Oh, so? Can I?
Come on,
Sweet.
just be respectful. She knew. Be respectful on your wording, more so.
Should go on my wording.
yeah, you
Okay.
head in and you're just taken back by this very herbal smell, and the shop is very, very dim and dark. There's a central line of light coming in to the middle to barely illuminate anything.
Okay. Is she behind a table or a counter or something, or just kind of just sitting there on a rocking chair?
It's kind of hard to explain. the setup, but there is a place where she can, there is a counter,
Uh-huh.
but it's very small. It's almost like a little island type of thing.
Yeah.
And you can see like this giant bowl she's standing around, and you can see all these various shelves with things on them.
Okay.
You can see all these bones lining the shelves as well.
Okay. Alrighty. So all I'm getting at is like, is this a counter that I can go up onto or be lifted up to, or is she just kind of like standing in the corner? I can go up there and like wave hi and.
She doesn't even acknowledge you. It's like she's just, you hear her drop the bones into this thing, and it just makes like this almost eerie type of music into your ears. And she's like, you may place him on the countertop.
Oh, okay.
Lifts him up and puts him up.
Thank you, ma'am.
And you see like this very old lizard folk, and she's just almost kind of like a very vastly different than you've seen of other lizard folk.
She like very frail, very lithe, or very hardy.
Very lithe and old.
Okay.
Like she's been around a long time.
Okay. All right.
She's like, you come to ask the questions regarding your lineage.
Yeah. So, my parents had to leave me like 15 years ago. And I was told that you might. And well, I do know apparently that they came through here once. And you might have been around at that time and in this town here. And I was hoping you might have heard them, know where they've gone. Anything you can give me, please, or sell me, or please help.
She ate them.
No,
that would be so terrible.
Oh my god. Nikolai was just like, my adventure's over. I'm going to go to that pub and join the Fire Ganassi.
Sorry.
Actually, it was this one that ate him.
I pull out the scroll I have. I have pulled out the scroll that I have with what they look like.
She doesn't even pay attention to you. She just reaches over and to the top of your head, and she just, like, almost just yanks a few hairs out. And then she just takes them and drops them into a candle, and you just see them just burst into, like, a strange flame, and you can see almost, like, images in the flame.
Like of my parents?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
You can't discern what it
okay.
is.
I'm still holding the scroll like, here, look.
She's not even paying attention to you.
I'm still holding.
Cayenne's used to this already.
Oh, wait. I also hold out the stone that has the rune mouse markings on it.
She doesn't even acknowledge you there. She's like, the answers
I'm holding both.
are not here for me to answer. Those from beyond will not allow me. However, beyond the borders of this place, you will find those answers.
So you don't know where they're at, or you never seen them?
The answers are beyond the ocean.
Ocean. Whoa.
I believe what she's meaning is we won't find answers close to this town.
Wow. Where they go?
There's a world out there.
In a world far away.
So does his tail get, or does it just kind of just forms a big question mark?
It's like it breaks itself into that shape.
If he gets confused, it just coils really tightly in a ball.
Okay. Well, thank you. Do I owe you something?
She just goes back to working on things.
I take the gold out, the one gold that I usually hold on my head, I just put it on the table. And I thank you.
I'll take Nikolai off the table since he wouldn't be able to get down.
Take him outside.
Thank you, Kisness.
You just hear her just rolling a different set of things. It doesn't sound like the bones that she's rolling. It sounds like something else.
I would be curious, but I know that we have things that we need to do.
Yeah.
That was weird.
When you get answers from those that speak to unseen forces, they're not always clear.
Mm.
She knows Kisness knows many things, but you won't get a straight answer.
Well, they're beyond the ocean, whatever that means. Like,
It means we may need to travel very far to get answers about your parents, Nikolai.
As you let out a huge sigh, you see one of the airships parting the clouds above as the rain comes down.
ooh. How much was those cost to ride?
You're like, oh god.
Probably more than what we have.
The attention span of a squirrel.
Shiny!
No, I was thinking it's like that'll get us across the ocean. I think.
So
I
do we
would-
want to place bets
I'm
on
gonna
when
go
Nikolai
with
is going
Nikolai
to try
to
to
the
build
stand
an
with the two
airship?
kids to see if they're
I
there.
can guarantee you
Okay,
that there's already
um,
plans someplace.
Do an investigation real quick.
Sketches.
Why am I not fucking surprised?
Bad 13.
13. You kind of look around a little bit, but it's not so much you see them. You kind of wonder with Nikolai a little bit, and then it's the smell that you pick up. And you just kind of immediately look around a little bit. And you see her look around a little bit, almost frantic.
That's
and,
wrong.
and then you see it. You see the little kids, and they're talking to a furbolg. And the furbolg walks off, and they're very, very happy. They have like almost like a wrapper of sort that you give with the pastry. You see like this dough twirled up on it and like covered with like fruit and other things.
Definitely will go over.
What's wrong, Kaya?
And you get the smell
You
of
just
this
went.
too. And the little kids, they look at me, they're, oh, we bought more stuff so that we can make better stuffs. And you see they have a fancy sign now that they had commissioned.
Oh, what did you guys make this time?
They're like, we're calling it fiery tube cake.
Fiery tube cake.
And you see the goblin goes over and looks into the this you see now they have like a little cauldron and a little fire set up, and the cauldron's filled with oil. And they gets like this pastry bag, then rests it on their shoulder, and the kobold comes over and starts rolling it, and you see them just kind of like turning it around in there, and it makes like
Funnel cake.
yeah, yep, funnel cake.
Fiery tube cake.
And you see it just like puffing up a little bit and crisping and popping a little bit, and then one of them gets a little spatula and rolls it over away from them, and they do like a little happy dance because they don't want to get burnt by the oil. And they take it out and they put it on the wrapper, and then they get a bunch of powdered sugar and fruit and put it on there and just set it on the table for you.
Definitely gonna eat some of it and give them 2 coins apiece.
And you're just flabbergasted by this.
That looks cool.
It's big enough that I'd be able to share the funnel cake with Nikolai.
Oh, it's actually big enough where you could probably share with the whole party.
Jeez.
Like you see all the fruit is like haphazardly cut. It's definitely prepared by kids.
Sounds delicious though.
I'll take nibbles of it and share it with Nikolai. Save the rest for everyone else.
Thank you. I'll eat it.
And they just wave bye to you, all happy.
What does their sign
Thank
say?
you guys.
It says pop and shot.
Pop in shot.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And that happens to be their names. So you guys at the Hunters Guild. You get there and head inside, and It's raining fairly much. I'm sure it's hard to drag Augie inside at this point.
Probably
Zero problem getting Mongo inside.
probably like nudging her along gently, like, "Come on, we gotta go. This is important."
Dumps him on the back of the head.
Would probably
Feisty
So just
hurt.
like this place, and it's your
Feisty's
fault.
like,
That would probably.
but it's all
hurt
6
a
feet
lot.
this time.
I try to get an umbrella for Feisty as well.
Feisty climbs up on your back, and you fall forward into the mud as they're just using you as a way to not get their feet wet.
All right, no. Roll and get them off of me. Brush myself off as well and just lick at them. Sometimes, things get dirty, so you have to get used to it.
Don't believe him.
Tiny little bit right at Mongo.
Eventually, Mongo's going to be enchanted with prestidigitation himself.
Jim might just hit you right across the face. But
With the middle finger.
but you do
Just
get to
kind of like right at him.
you do get to the hunter's guild.
Finally.
And let the rain wash me off a bit.
Head inside. Usual allotment of workers are there.
Oh no, I'm first cleaning. Getting myself dry.
And you see an actual wizard tabaxi there, and they're like, that problem.
Yeah.
They walk outside and they stand in the rain, and the water's going around them. And they walk back in.
Jaw on floor.
How do you do this? You must teach me.
Once I can pick my jaw up on the floor, I will take a knee. How do you do that? For God's sakes. Please tell me.
Just roll my eyes.
Please tell me this magic.
Oh, enchanted robes of no wet paws. I see the notepad coming out. So the hunter person, the person working desk, like,
Is it Anna that's there today?
Oh, no, it's actually someone else. It's an orc.
I don't know this one. Okay.
It is this massive orc, and
What?
Question.
no, not that orc.
Okay.
That would be hilarious. That was a great opportunity.
I don't just die.
It'd be funny if it was a female orc.
Even the same lady. That'd be hilarious.
Don't.
Step up to the podium, I guess.
What's wrong? You don't like your lady friend?
That did not go as planned. I thought I was asking a question, not becoming somebody's little fluffy special friend.
Finger guns.
Never again.
You haven't told the party about your finger
No,
guns.
I haven't because I fucking know them.
So the orc looks at you, kind of looks you up and down, and it's like,
Hi. So, really important question, actually. It involves I guess a mutual colleague of sorts.
Okay.
We have come across someone that picked up a contract from Casil, apparently, involving information
Can we
regarding,
head over to Hunter's Guild?
I suppose,
Meet the rest
some
of the
sort
family?
of bandit issue?
Oh, okay.
But it
Kaya's
turns
doing
out
the
that that
walking for both of
contract
us.
they
I didn't
had
know where you were going.
was very much lacking in very important need-to-know information.
the orc looks at you, crosses his massive arms. He's like, not every contract is clear.
Clearly. So,
He looks to the rest of you. Which one of you is intelligent?
Augie steps up.
Well, we were
She
just
says-
kind of wondering.
She has one arm crossed over her chest, the other is pinching
Your
her brow.
God.
Well, we were just
So-
wondering if there was any kind of other information.
We have come across someone who picked up a contract. We have no details on it. And apparently, we're now going to help them with it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Name of contract holder.
What the fuck?
Kelp.
Are we
That's
on
it.
the contract if we give you that name?
No.
So his name
contract
would be
holder is Kelp.
Kelp. He's a fire ganassi.
Bonk!
The orc just pauses and raises an eyebrow at that, shakes their head, and they kind of start going through the books. They head to the back.
Mhm.
Eventually, come back in about 5 minutes. Ah, that contract. Yes, the details were as listed on the contract. I don't see what is unclear about that.
Well, it turns out that the contract mentioned, the information is extremely inaccurate, apparently.
Again, do you expect us to send people out to scout these contracts fully before they're written up and presented to people?
Yes.
Have
That
you ever
is
heard
what
of
Rangers
risk
and hunters are to do.
versus reward?
Well, we were just wondering if you'd heard anything, if anybody mentioned anything, if perhaps Kelp was not the first one to hold this contract, if the originals said anything.
Kelp and his party were the first ones to hold this contract.
You would happen to know who started the contract, do you?
That was provided by the Casil Hunters Guild,
So we'd have to ask them.
sanctioned
Okay.
by the city.
So the city would know, but we'd have to get to Casil first.
Yes.
The orc stands there. More than likely, the contract was provided by the city because it was becoming a nuisance, and they just provided the details that they had of information regarding that. That is why some contracts are not clear. Yes, we have rangers. Yes, we have rogues. And yes, they can get details. But that costs a significant amount of coin because sometimes they just might get eaten.
Are me and Nikolai about at the Hunters Guild?
You're about kind of like almost there. You can see it coming into view at this point, and it's just raining on both of you.
Alright, well, what do you think?
I'm not
I
crazy
still
about the
think
lack
they're
of
lazy.
Oh, I agree.
Says the Dragonborn. Let me guess, you sit in water all day.
Not all day.
Well,
Excuse you, I take a 1 hour bath in the morning, a 1 hour bath at lunch, and then, if I can, a quick bath at night.
45 minutes is
Oh,
not
there's
quick.
Calling yourself out there?
It makes her happy and it keeps her calm, which is a benefit to the rest of us. Trust me.
The details that you saw in the contract are the details that I saw on the contract. That is all the information that was provided on the contract.
So the only information we're getting is gonna be from Casil. Alright.
So Kelp's the only one with any actual useful information.
Yep.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
The orc looks at you.
At least I take a bath and she leaves.
The orc points to a ring he has, and he taps it, and prestidigitation goes over him.
That's not clean.
Excuse you.
And you hear the familiar hooves coming to the door behind you.
Oh. Hello.
Hello?
So let me guess. The information on the contract is indeed the correct information, or we're gonna have to go to the capital city and probably get it. Which I said
That
earlier.
was exactly right.
Yep.
Which I said earlier. What do you know? Sister already knew. So wasted trip.
Well, you got to get away from him for a little bit. It's not a complete waste.
Yeah, but it's still a wasted trip where we could have been planning on if we're leaving the city.
I have a question I want to ask him.
I'll sit you down so you can walk off and do that yourself.
Okay.
The orc looks at you, walk over.
Hey, got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, if, say for instance, somebody that owns one of your contracts or accepted one of your contracts acquires somebody along their travels, and that somebody that they acquired along their travels gets by happenstance involved in the processing of the contract, does that somebody become co-responsible for the contract?
Technically, you're a joining party, so yes.
Hmm.
And as the Fire Ganassi said, as Kelp said, regardless of if we accept this contract and help him or not, we're going to encounter these people regardless on our way to Casil.
Might as well pick it up. Extra coin in our pockets, at least.
And as you're saying there, you see another tabaxi come in, and they're just wearing leathers, and they're just soaking wet, and they're just like, they're about to go over to the Hunters Guild, and they look over at you, and they're like, oh! And you can see she's going gray in the face. And she's got goggles on, and she pushes them up on her head. She gets really close to you, Cayenne, and she's just looking you up and down. She pulls her goggles back down, and she looks at you. Oh, are you a wizard?
Yes, in training.
Can you get rid of the water on these? And she puts them back on. Oh, I can see clearly now.
Yes, you can see clearly now that the rain is gone.
One more question, good sir.
And she's looking up and down at you, and she's like, and she takes off her pack, and she's looking through it a little bit. And she takes out a package, and she's like, I'm asking a favor of you. I will compensate you. Can you deliver this to the outpost?
I can certainly try.
Well, it's kind of it's an odd matter. I've delivered there several times, but I'm going the opposite direction, and up and about, and it's complicated. I'm a delivery person. We refer to ourselves as the Fastball Express, but that's besides the point. The person there that receives this package might be very accompanying to you. Very, very friendly towards your kind. They really like your kind.
Okay.
I will compensate. The tabaxi goes over and grabs a sheet of paper and just starts writing something on the orc's like.
Well, I have one more question then, sir.
And I'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, I know.
And the tabaxi writes down something. And it looks like they just do a quick draft contract, and you've seen this before. It's a delivery contract exchange. So you're accepting responsibility of the package to be delivered in compensation for coin. And they're like, I've already signed it. You can review it and look over it. It's very straightforward for delivery services.
I'll read over it.
Yeah, it's everything you're used to, essentially.
And I'll accept and do the favor for them, since I'm sure it would be on our way when we're traveling.
And they hand you the package. It's a small, package. And it's like you turn the package, and it seems to upright itself.
Is it too big to fit in my satchel, or is it small enough where I could?
Oh, it's big enough to fit in your satchel.
That's where I'll put it.
You put it in your satchel, and you can feel it just upright in your satchel, like, okay.
Things are useful.
And they hand over 10 gold pieces, and they're like, On my way, and they just rolled the contract.
Oh, what was
Took
your
it away.
name?
Butterpaw.
Butterpaw. Okay.
I'll make sure that this gets delivered safely for you.
Thank you.
Of course.
And they just head out, and the orc's like, I hate delivery cats. You can add that to your log of things. And the orc looks at you. Your second question?
Oh, yeah. So, we were kind of bamboozled a little bit to join your Hunters Guild. So, I just have one personal question of concern. Are there any hidden bylaws or unspoken bylaws with regards to accepting a contract and timeframes with regards to finishing that contract?
He's like,
Unless if it's not specifically written on the contract.
the time frame of a contract is presented on the contract. If there is no time frame presented on contract, it's not an issue. For
Okay.
example, we have a contract from another region on here. It's another continent. It was left here. Not sure who's going to fill it because of the local populace. It's to basically clear out goblins. Goblins in that region are rather ravenous and destructive. There is no time frame on that because goblins reproduce rather fast in that region.
Mm.
So there is no contract limit.
Oh, okay. So if there's no time on a contract to finish it by, you do it when you do it.
It's either when the contract is done or you're dead.
Okay.
Whichever comes first.
Thank you. Hop down.
There's a little stairway to go down.
Yeah.
It's like walking up the, like a giant mountain. It's like it goes down this way, and then it goes down this way, and then it goes down this way.
Okay. Cool.
So the orca just starts talking to someone, assisting another person, because they've been waiting patiently.
Yeah, if we're going there, we might as well pick it. You're right, Tan. Nothing weird about it. I haven't read it yet, though, but...
It's not much on it to read.
It's actually pretty straightforward.
Okay.
It's very straightforward.
Hey, I'm sorry. It's just the way they operate. I just had questions I wanted to ask.
No, totally understandable.
So you guys head back to the tavern?
Yep.
Okay.
Are we leaving, when are we leaving?
Whatever. I got to cross an ocean now.
I've been.
And
ready
you hear him mention an ocean.
Like to leave this very silly city as soon as possible.
I've been ready to go since 2 days ago.
Well,
Just been waiting on all of you.
let's go find Kelp, gather our things, and say our goodbyes. It looks like our next stop, according to the map, is going to be the post, and it's through this mountain pass.
What
and
time of
the
day is it?
forest. So
About mid-afternoon. It's
About
very
mid-afternoon.
cloudy and rainy, though.
So we're going to probably be leaving in the morning?
More than likely.
Okay.
Before we start to head to said post, we should probably figure out exactly where we're going after that.
well, if we're heading to Casil, pull up the map.
Why are we going to Casile?
You see him just pull out the map in the middle of the road, and people going
Scaff,
around
where are
him.
you?
I thought we were already at the tavern.
No.
All right. it would be at the tavern.
We would, I thought we were kind of still in the
No,
Hunters Guild.
You've headed out. You're walking down the road, talking amongst yourselves as you're
Got
going
an
to the
umbrella
rain.
up again for me and Feisty, trying to keep us as dry as possible.
Feisty walks over, just kind of scoops you up onto their back, and you're just holding the umbrella up over both of you at this point.
Well,
Cayenne's just walking in the rain.
doesn't
Don't
bother
need a
me.
hood, don't need any hat or cover.
Well, when we get back to the tavern, we'll take a look at the map. But we do have to get to Casil. That's on the other side of the continent.
So this contract that you're talking about was contracted in Casile, and he's all the way over here?
Yes. The contract
This group is
range-
operating across the entire continent?
Well, the Hunters Guilds are all connected.
No, this group that's part of the contract that the contract is out for. It's operating all the way across the continent?
Well, it
There's not-
seems they're going wherever the hell they're going, and anybody that they stumble across just ends up on the wrong side of a pointy object.
But the main brunt of it is pretty much the center of the region, which covers 2 mountain passes, 4 forests, a river, and a lake. Essentially, many, many, many suns and moons of travel.
So when Nikolai gives you guys actual emotional support, is that just dinner support?
What?
So you eventually get back to the tavern, head inside.
Dry off.
Wow, she made the sound for you of just being uncomfortable.
It's
It's pretty funny. And yeah, you head inside. You can see there's like another adventuring party there. They've stopped in.
So, who's this kelp guy?
Fire Ganassi. Speaking of which, looking around, do we see him?
Do an investigation.
Do I even know what a fire ganassi is?
No.
I got 19.
19?
13.
13?
23.
You guys look around. You don't see a fire ganassi anywhere. You could probably ask at the thing to have someone go and knock on their door or something. Basically, deliver a message like, "Hey, about that contract, we won't even talk." But you do spot something rather peculiar. You see on the bar, there's the adventuring party there, and they're talking and sharing drinks. Probably having come off of like a contract themselves. And you see like this large capped mushroom. And you see a fairy standing on it. And she clinks glasses with the mushroom.
I'll rub my eyes. Did that just happen or am I hallucinating?
What?
I've been trying to wait, but I really have to use the restroom.
I'll
again. I
point
apologize
to
for
the mushroom cap with the fairy on it.
Look over and...
Look in the direction she's pointing.
Oh.
You see on the bar top that she points this out.
Huh.
You see what is like equivalent to like a toothpick size for a fairy, because it is a fairy, but it's like a giant sword.
How big is this mushroom cap guy?
Oh, it's pretty large.
Like, large for a mushroom or large for a bean?
For a fairy, it's large. Like the fairy could stand under this and have room to fight.
Yeah, so it's probably like as big as you then.
Oh, okay.
Bigger than you, probably.
So another little person.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go. So, like, how many in the party are little people?
Not that many. This
Just
one
those
seems
two?
to be like the only one, the
Okay.
mushroom and the fairy.
I'll go up to the bar.
Mhm.
I'll say, "Hi, up there, fairy and mushroom guy."
The mushroom walks over and the fairy looks off the mushroom and is like, "Oh, look at that! Am I drunk? Did I cast talk with animal? Well, I don't know.
Been here before, guys?
A few times. What?"
Do you know of the?
She looks over to the dwarf. "Am I drunk enough that I cast that spell?" The dwarf's like, "Well, fuck if I know. I don't give a fuck if you cast a spell or not, as long as it doesn't get us in jail again."
So, are you aware of the little people bar?
The fairy's like, "Yeah."
Oh, okay. Anyways,
The mushroom is just like
I
death
don't...
staring you. These just black orbs for eyes are just staring
Okay.
at you, and it's got like this face going
if
on.
you know about it, then great. See you later.
You just go walking back.
I'd be so confused. I would not know what to do.
I think you're already that confused as you just see Nikolai walking back.
What the hell was that?
I wanted to tell them about the little people bar. They already knew about it.
Give him a little pat on the head. You're okay sometimes.
What?
Nothing.
Sometimes little people want to not be around giant people all the time.
Well, gee, I love you too, brother.
I think it's more or less little people would prefer to be in a smaller area if they get completely plastered and not get stomped on.
Yeah, that too.
No,
You
no,
can go
that's
there
it.
and not get smashed. Or get
Well,
smashed
I mean,
and not
you're
get stepped on.
smashed, but you don't get stomped. Unless you pay extra.
And I figured I'd tell them about it. I haven't seen much little people.
There's been actually quite a few of them.
You see 2 of them every fucking
And I brought you guys there.
There's been plenty of
Actually, you
goblins,
brought him.
plenty of
Oh, yeah.
kobolds,
You didn't want to go. You want to go?
plenty of gnomes.
We're about to leave.
In the morning.
Yeah. We have stuff to do.
You remember that your thing is probably in pieces upstairs.
Fuck, that's right.
You're going to be working all night with Audrey on that.
Yeah.
And then after Cayenne gets a few things, she's probably going to go down to the barn to check on Red and Blue.
All right. So you're heading off to the barn.
I'm gonna head over to the bar and try and get information on Kelp's whereabouts.
Okay. The bartender looks at you. Kelp.
Fire Ganassi, the one that's been basically drinking up every last bottle.
Oh, that Fire Ganassi. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. What about them?
We actually have business with them in regards of work and such. We have no idea how to find them or whereabouts they are.
If they're in the tavern, I can send a message up to the room.
Definitely, that would help out a lot.
Okay, what do you want said message? And you hear one of the party members from the other group is like, 2 cakes. And the dwarf's like, I'll drink it first before you do.
Dear God. It's death to me. Let him know that it is the centaur and her party have information regarding said contract, and we would like to accept.
Yeah, the barkeep taps the table, and you see a note just go off in the direction. All right, get the fuck out of here. I got business to do.
I'll go ahead and head back over to the group. Well, it's
Cayenne's
done.
already headed off.
Yep.
And you just see like this fucking stone giant and wearing all leather and this dwarf just take the spout off the keg and they're just downing him. Seeing who can finish first.
That is terrifying.
Good lord, that's a lot.
Mongo, it's probably gonna be a minute until we have information back, but perhaps we should go do a little bit of shopping, get you a nice cloak or something to keep you out of the rain.
We have a covered wagon.
We do have a covered wagon, but
I show him the cloak that I'm currently fucking wearing.
need to get myself one too. Currently, mine is on Feisty.
Feisty does not look happy about being revealed to the world. It goes against their hiding abilities.
Do I know this?
Do a knowledge. Because you have probably been reading books for a while here.
Is that intelligence?
Mm-hmm. It might be wisdom. Give me a sec. Actually, history. So yes, it would be intelligence.
Either way, same number, modified 20.
Modified 20. The party has been going about their things. You have been slipping away to the book exchange place and reading books here and there. You did find a little bit about Feisty's kind, and that generally part of how they function is not being decorated.
Crazy idea here. I don't think Feisty likes wearing that.
I'm aware, but I put it on them so that way I'm able to keep track of them and remove it whenever we need to. I know that she doesn't like it, but we kind of need to keep track of Feisty so she doesn't get us into trouble just as much as we don't.
Usually don't need to worry about that so much, right, Feisty?
Feisty nods and is just like groaning at the fact that they're basically a sitting duck in front of the entire tavern.
All right, take it off. But you need to keep the thing on, though. The collar thing that I made for them.
They go invisible and it's just a floating collar.
Wait, doesn't it have a collar with your name on it?
Never got one, or at least it never mentioned that I had one.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Then.
Yeah, it's actually an enchanted one that
It goes invisible
Your
with
name
her.
on it,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, in that case, I'll remove them both.
You don't remember the entire
Well,
scene.
the one that turns invisible with Feisty, you can keep on.
Yeah, that's what we want
Yeah.
to keep on. But yeah, I guess I'll remove them then. Give Feisty a little pat.
Feisty hasn't moved.
Feisty, if you want me to dry you off, I have to be able to see you.
You don't have to be invisible all the time.
Feisty sneaks around behind you and just heavy breathes on your neck.
I try to dry off Feisty as trying to not draw attention to the fact.
Versus hesitation with stealth.
Yeah.
So Augie,
Stealth investigation.
and dinner bait. You head upstairs. And you're now working together for the rest of the night on coming to a middle ground on the plans.
Oh, when I head upstairs, I'm going to start going through the my first potion kit.
Yeah, you open it up. You both are talking back and forth about the plans, and he's scribbled all over yours. And as you're
Not
talking,
scribbled.
and as you're talking back and forth, you hear this very, and you look over, and Mongo opened up his potion kit.
Look over. Okay.
I
Whatever.
check to see.
Whatever. Go back to the work.
Was it just like the
Continue
first time,
telling
or the
Nikolai
hinges just
that
kind
none of this is
every time?
reinforced. None of this is going to be
The
able
hinge
to
is
stay
very,
in place after
very
battle.
old.
Well, that's what I need you to do. I need you to help me figure out how to keep it like armor.
What are you doing?
I'm waiting
That's
not
for the
so
fire
good,
gassy down in
armor.
the tavern.
But it's giant.
At our usual table.
It needs to be
It's
I'm like the
smaller.
only one on this
Giant?
big ass table.
Like I said, it's like a
barely
long
bigger
table.
than
So.
your friend
And I'm just waiting for them.
raccoon you keep talking about.
And that's big.
That's not big.
Augie, I'm only this tall. I don't need something that can
this
fit.
is only this tall.
And I don't need something that can fit 5 of me in it.
No,
Oh, God,
you need
he's trying to
something
make
that can fit
Iron Man
one of
armor.
you in it,
Uh,
and then has enough room for the engine
Hey,
and enough room for
I
the
want you to
driver.
do an intelligence check.
Which one of us? Sorry.
The mouse over there, Nikolai.
That's a good number. Hold on.
Wow, you rolled above it too.
Yeah. Intelligence, that would be a 25.
25. As you're explaining this, you're like 5 of me, wagon, party, armored wagon with party.
Oh no.
Yes. Exactly.
No, you get that idea pop in your head.
Yeah. So, all right, Augie,
You get to the
your designs
skull.
are beautiful and wonderful and awesome.
they're
No,
they're
my
kind
designs
of,
are
it's kind of
effective.
interesting.
Yes.
You go in
Beautiful, wonderful, and awesome.
and they're kind
Here's
of
the thing.
together, but
Let's
as soon as you
upscale
enter
this for the
pin,
wagon.
they pop up, and they're just watching you.
Let's
And they
upscale
get
this
up
for
and
the
they come
wagon.
over to you, and they just start
And then,
like
Let's
nuzzling
build
against
this
you.
for your gyro.
And they start. One of them starts going through your bag looking for stuff.
It is a wheel.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. I know y'all are hungry. Gonna go over to the wagon.
But it can be
Show them
upscaled
the
just
head.
a little bit for the wagon. It has
Oh,
to
they
be
start
a
chewing
lot
on
smaller
it.
for me.
Yes,
Picking
we could
pieces
do
off.
something like that for the wagon, but
You guys eat as much of that as you want.
One of them actually just gets the quarter of the
I
the
don't know how much they can carry.
And I
the
can
orbital
help
socket
you make
and
it.
just chomps down. And you
not
hear a
so
loud
heavy.
crunch as the bone is just basically just broken into small chunks.
Measure that.
And the
calculation
goo starts to
get
ooze out of
more
it from the
exact
brain
so
that's
that
been rotting
it
in there.
can be carried by the contraption.
I'm gonna
Still
let them
armored.
finish eating and then just
Yeah, but it
spend
also
time
needs to
with
be
them.
portable by you and or
Just getting
Cayenne.
to know them as
No, it
as
doesn't.
as
Yes, it
burbs.
does.
Burps.
Yes.
They're very burb-like.
You need to be able to pick it up so you can
One
put
of
it
them
on
even
your
like
back, and I can help you
pulls a
from the
chunk
back.
of meat off like the nose area and is holding it
Imagine-
out to you, trying to feed
Imagine
it to
how
you.
more effective we can be fighting together if you can
I'll,
fight
like,
with
playfully,
your
like,
back covered.
do like that, like
That's
no,
why I have
no,
armor.
I'm full.
Yes, but even more effective if I'm helping
I'm
you.
eaten. I thank you.
Do it nature.
Yeah. How awesome would that be?
Okay, you're not turning Augie into
11.
an exosuit.
What was that?
11.
11? They just kind of look at each other and they get the idea, and then they start playing tug of war with a piece of meat.
She's not a mech.
Gonna watch the birds play with zombie meat.
And you see one of them get one of the eyeballs and just kind of squishes in his mouth, and it's like a grape popping in both directions.
Fun times with burps.
So I would like to try to explain the plans and try to convince her that the modifications I made to her plans are better.
Oh God!
And Nikolai's way more intelligent than me.
Roll a performance.
Okay.
Eventually, the fire genasi comes down and he sits across from you.
Hello, Kelp.
And performance and persuasion, same skill set.
So we tried to get as much information as we could. We talked about it. We considered everything, and we would, it would honestly be best if we did pick it up. It's no longer a problem for you that way.
You see a sense of relief.
Being said,
Your whole party will need to be present for this so that I'm not just shoving it on you, essentially. So it's fair.
I understand. We usually meet up at this point around, usually around 7, 8 o'clock at night. Best probably meet us back at that time. Until then, hopefully this is a bit of a weight off of your shoulders. We do have to head to Casil anyways. But yeah, in the meantime, is there anything important at all that we should know about when traveling there?
Once you make these enemies, you're going to want them dead or gone. They
Anything
hunted
else,
my party down.
Yeah. Anything about the region itself?
You know of the hag.
Of course, everybody knows of the hag.
Torches at night. Always have watch.
I don't think that won't be much of a problem with some of our latest companions, but
When you get to the mountains, there is a few goblin tribes there that haven't unified yet.
okay.
So be wary of them.
All right.
The worst thing about these goblin tribes is they use some of their ritual magic to keep their prey alive while they remove the flesh.
Oh, cool.
Lovely.
Tom just dread.
Anything else?
Be on the lookout for any old ruins. They could be of value. There's quite a few that have been lost with time. World's rich with those things.
Ruins?
Ruins.
Ruins.
You know, things that are lost to time.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Kelp. I'll meet you again later.
He gets up and just goes for... He has his hand on the sword the entire time he goes upstairs.
I guess I'll head upstairs to the rest of the group.
Alright. You walk into the two siblings bickering about the plans.
That sounds pretty fucking accurate.
So, next morning comes, heavy rain. It just sounds like a spring downpour outside. And you guys are just hanging out for a little bit, coming to your senses in the morning.
I'm doing
We never
Feisty's
met up with
idea
Kelp
on my
at
bed
8.
under a hat.
You were met with what?
We were supposed to meet up with Kelp at 8.
Oh,
Well, you didn't specify 8 at night or in the morning.
That's true.
So,
Well, yeah, I did actually. So we usually meet up around 8 o'clock at night around this time at this location.
it's okay.
All right.
So, what are you guys doing?
Still arguing.
still arguing.
Picking up and getting ready.
About the best way to do this, probably.
Arguing about how they're fucking loud.
Heading downstairs for breakfast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably packing up all our stuff.
There's probably at least a good pound and a half of jerky that's been eaten by Feisty.
Need to secure that.
There's a lot left over still.
But anyway,
Augie writes down another plan. Lockbox for meat.
so you guys head downstairs for breakfast. They're doing they're doing breakfast bread bowls with biscuits and gravy.
Fuck yeah.
That'd be cool. Giant biscuits.
They have gravy and sausage and all kinds. That'd be
Yeah,
really
you can see like there's some hash brown floating in there. There's melted cheese along the top.
So when are you making this?
Did I ever make it back from the barn after being with the birds?
Yeah. Yeah, you got back. You were just a little bit worse for wear because they're very energetic and they're tired of being cooped up. You have a few feathers sticking out of place. But yeah, you head downstairs and you're just have these bread bowls with biscuits and gravy essentially. So giant bread bowl for each of you. It's filled with gravy. It's very soothing, considering the weather.
So is it giant or giant for Nikolai?
For Nikolai, yours is about as big as you are.
So a standard biscuit.
Yeah. Everybody else is just like that big of a biscuit.
So
Cayenne would probably be
this,
eating
basically.
pretty quickly because she's going to be going to take most of her stuff to the cart.
Okay. If you want, go ahead and do an investigation.
I'd probably go with to toss the things in as well. Actually,
She's not
13.
leaving yet.
Oh.
You're eating. She's just explaining what she's doing.
13.
See, you guys can do an investigation and see what's going on in the tavern in the morning.
Nah. After eating, I would just head over to the Tinkerers Guild and
21.
21.
say goodbye.
You can roll 2, Augie.
22.
Oh shit, thing died. It's dead.
Oh, the speaker's fully dead.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
It's plugged in too.
weird.
Is it
All right.
turned on?
Give me a
Okay.
moment here.
7.
Uh,
11?
So, as you guys are sitting there, you do see someone come in and they're just like a little bit spitting fire. They're not happy. They sit down at a table. They put a few things on the table and they look at the bartender and they reach up and actually grab the lizard folk you're used to and they're like, "Get me a fucking drink." Rather rudely. And the bar, and they're just like, okay.
Did I see this or was I too preoccupied eating?
Oh no, all of you that rolled actually saw it.
Charmer, ain't he?
Some people are like that.
But yeah, what are you guys doing?
Well, we need to start packing up our wagon, getting all our things together. Whatever it is we have left to do here, I suggest we get done as soon as possible, and we still gotta meet with Kel.
And we still also got to figure out where the fuck we're going.
There's only one place to go, and that's the outpost.
And how long are we going to be there?
Don't know.
I've got a delivery to the outpost, so the sooner we get out of this town, the better.
True, but it's...
Either I have you guys with me, or I'm going by myself.
Kelly, can you hear us?
Frozen. Sub-Zero has won. Flawless victory. So, you're looking to go to the out. Seems like you guys are on a collision course for the outpost. Rip outpost.
Cayenne's just basically waiting to finish her food and then go off about her contract.
Okay. It's rather easy for you to get all your stuff together. You mostly just carry it anyway, so.
Yep.
And make sure I have all my stuff. The book I got from the tiefling.
Are you gonna go say bye to Polt?
Make sure I got my little thing with whatever the fuck is inside of it.
The thing you've been tinkering with this whole time?
Trying random fucking combinations.
Roll a knowledge on that. See if you can actually crack this fucker.
Kelly, can you hear me? Okay,
Knowledge.
not hearing
with-
you, so give me a moment.
Huh? History. Yes, weird roll for this, but it works. Or Arcana. Actually, Arcana would be best.
Arcana is better for me. That means
We'll probably try and find coin.
22.
Okay. 22? Okay, you're just tinkering with it. You're just like, you get one symbol, and then as soon as you turn it for the next symbol, that symbol unclicks.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And now you're figuring out that, okay, so you don't do them in order. There's a chain order. There's a specific order you have to do them and turn them in, and yeah. It's a lot more complicated than you're expecting.
So it's not just get the right symbols, it's just you have to also then get the symbols in the right. Have to do like that one first, then this one, and then that one. Motherfucker.
Yep. And you're just messing with it a little bit, and you realize that there's another step where you have to push the caps in.
Kelly, can you try speaking?
So you now realize you have to get in a specific order, you have to get the right symbols, and you probably have to incorporate pushing these in at some point.
Oh, great. It's a fucking Bop It lockbox. That's awesome.
Can you try speaking again, Kelly?
Hello, my name is Kelly.
All right,
That's
that'll
the
do
best
for...
we got for now.
Kelly, you doing anything?
Sorry, because Discord cut out for a fair bit.
Yup.
Can I get the playback on what's going on?
Yeah, so basically, with your guys' roll, you witness someone come in, sit down at the table very angrily, putting a bunch of stuff down on the table, and then immediately grab the lizard folk waitress that you're familiar with and demand a drink.
She's gonna pull one of her hatchets off her belt. Is there a problem here?
The guy looks at you and you can do a blacksmithing check.
Start putting all my stuff away, getting it stowed, just in case shit pops off. But I don't want it to look like I'm getting ready.
Do a performance. Because Mongo.
Fair enough. 18.
18?
I am not able to move. What is happening?
Malfunction.
I'm not able to move my page on D&D Beyond so I can look at my character sheet. That is a 13.
13.
I think my internet is just kind of having a seizure right now.
That's fine. Our setup is having a small seizure too, so it's okay. So you approach this person, and you can see that it's an actual it's a elf, and you can see that they have some dwarven in them. Figure that one out.
An elf with a short temper.
And they're looking at you, and they're like, and as you look them over, you can see that they're a blacksmith as well. And they're like, yeah, there is a fucking problem.
Apparently, it's you.
That fucking
Don't cost the staff.
that fucking blacksmith over there put in an apprenticeship and apparently already selected their apprenticeship and wouldn't even let me fucking test for the apprenticeship.
Well, then I guess you're an idiot. Don't take it out on the bar.
It's just a bar wench. They get what they deserve.
Oh no.
She is actually going to charge him and grab his shirt, his tabard, his jerkin, whatever the hell he's wearing. She's going to grab him and pull him face to face with her.
You want to roll an intimidation?
That's a nat 20.
No.
What can we talk about this guy?
Huh?
Listen here, you little shit. I think I've made myself very clear. It's not their problem that you failed out of an apprenticeship and weren't able to apply. Do not accost someone else for your problems.
The blacksmith looks at you, shoves you away very gruffly, grabs their stuff, and heads up to their room.
She shakes herself out of it, dusts herself off, readjusts her clothes, and then goes back to the table.
You see a very angry, awkward walk back to the table. First time you've seen her really angry.
I give Augie a high five.
That was nice,
She
Augie.
looks at like
Wow.
a
What happened?
You
Nuts.
dealt with an asshole.
idiots are idiots. That's all.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm going to go say goodbye to our compatriots, or my compatriots here at the Tinkerers Guild and the little bar. Be back in a little bit.
And he sputters off.
Drop
the thing
off.
quieter?
Yeah, it's actually noticeable quieter because of Augie and his tinkering.
I'm gonna drop some things off at the cart and see if I can't find a coin to say goodbye.
Where are you off to?
Probably also go find coin.
Okay. Where are you off to, Augie?
Finish her drink, finish her meal. Just start making sure that she's packed up from the room, making sure she's packed up from the bathroom, and then make sure the cart is packed up.
All right. Do an investigation for you.
That is going to be 19.
19. You're going through all your stuff and you're making sure everything is packed up, and you go through your kit and you realize you're missing a hammer.
Bloody bastard. Now, are we talking her hammer? Or are we talking a hammer?
One from the kit that Crumb made you.
Oh, okay.
Like an essential
she's gonna
piece or
pack up
something?
everything else, and then tell her siblings, "I'll be back soon," and head off toward the direction of Chrome.
Okay. It's a really rainy day, so you probably take it at a leisure pace.
Oh yeah.
Where are you going?
First, dropping stuff off at the wagon and going with Mongo to find a coin.
Okay. So you guys wander around a little bit, and the only place you can actually surmise coin is at is her home.
probably get somewhat close to where she is, but then also take Scav into a shop where is close.
Okay.
Oh, let's check in here.
Okay. Head inside.
So, you head down to the cart, start packing up everything. You had left the skull in the bird's nest, and you just see fragments of it spread out. It's almost like broken hatched eggs at this point.
The giant zombie head.
Oh.
And you do find some of the teeth still intact, and you kind of blink a little bit, and you see off in the shadows a little bit a couple of small fae that you've never seen before. And you see them fighting over a tooth, and one of them just trying to stab the other one.
Without much thinking, Cayenne will approach.
Okay.
Faye.
All right. And they look at you, and they open their mouth, and you see all these razor-sharp barbs, and they have these large eyes and wings, and they're very stringy almost in nature. And you can see they have long fingers, and they're just very poorly dressed, and they're just like, one of them's chewing on a piece of tooth as they're fighting over them.
Gonna just wave to them quietly and pick out some of the teeth from the head and just leave them for them.
And they kind of swarm the teeth and start just like, dragging them off in different directions, and you see a few more, and you see them almost like just buzz sawing through some of the teeth, just eating it. You can see like little fragments coming off.
That's kind of terrifying.
It kind of reminds me of an old movie.
It's quite terrifying to see these things. So, yeah, you get to the Tinker's Guild.
Mhm.
Head inside.
Who's up front?
It's your favorite gnome,
No, oh, Audrey.
Audrey.
Hey, Audrey.
Audrey's like, Nikolai?
I made it quieter.
Noticeably.
Yeah. My sister helped a lot. Finally, fighting back and forth. She wanted me to use this big giant thing.
Your machine is noticeably bigger,
Mm-hmm.
but now it has a chompy thing in the front. Per Augie's design. One that she probably wouldn't budge on.
Yeah.
So it looks like a little gyro wheel that's half mouse, half croc.
Think of Mouser.
Like a Mauser.
On the inside from Scav, there's all these pockets along the side because Scav.
Awesome. Sweet. Nice leather appointments.
Yeah.
Oh, it has a leather interior.
Yeah, it's dope.
Pockets, some padding. You found all these danger spots. If you got jarred around, he would be dead instantly.
Make sure it's nice and safe in there for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I excitedly tell her about all the cool stuff.
She's like, medium, wheelie.
Yeah, it's a little bigger than I wanted, but, I had to meet my sister halfway. I can't believe how big she wanted to make this thing. It's insane.
Yeah, big wheelie can be fun.
Yeah,
Roll over mini goblins.
I think we're going to adapt some of her plans to make a carrier for us, for
Oh,
all of us.
that's ambitious.
So we're going to be leaving tonight,
Oh.
this morning, like in a couple hours here.
Well, safe travels.
Is there anything on the board that I can maybe take a look at because I guess we're going to go to the outpost?
Well, you can gather iron pieces along the way. Those are always useful.
I mean, like for the contract for the guild.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I got some more information about my parents. Apparently, they're across the ocean.
Well, it seems like you're going on a big, big journey.
Yeah.
Far, far, far away.
Do you
And you hear the lizard folk off down a bit further that's helping someone. Unfortunate for that.
I kind of like grimace and chuckle at the same time. Awkward chuckle. Awkward. So I guess there's kind of like only one way to go from here. So we're it's just a wild thought of yours. You know me. I think my parents are a lot like me. So as Bandit said, or I'm a lot like my parents. So as Bandit said, where do you think they would have gone from Casil?
She looks at you and she gives you a legitimate response. She's like,
Just a wild guess.
forgive my use of harsher language. Fuck if I know.
Just no.
The tinkers are like the wind. They go and you don't predict it.
What would be the place you would recommend I go to from Casil?
Across the ocean to the first city? Across the first trade route, possibly?
The first trade route. Okay. So that would make sense to anybody? That would make sense to anybody at the docks? Like,
Well,
there's like a direct route to the next city across the ocean?
they're pretty defined.
Okay. Well, we'll go from there. Okay. Hey, do you know her? You know if Gadriel's in?
She's actually in Casil right now.
Wow, she already got there?
She took an airship.
Oh yeah. How much do those cost?
A lot.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I'll go check out the bulletin, see if there's anything of any use or interest that I can pick up on the way.
Go ahead and do an investigation there.
Okay. That would be 23.
You go over the bulletin a little bit. There are a few smaller jobs that you can pick up along the way. They don't pay a lot of coin, but it's basically like, hey, gather minerals out in the wild, some iron, some, possible steel, some copper, some of the more exotic stones and things.
Any of them with defined gather by date, or just somebody that continuously wants some of this stuff?
Yeah.
You got some, bring it to the guild and turn it in for however much it's worth.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I'll grab any one of those that don't have like a due by date.
You have two of those, one for iron and one for a Arcana touchstone.
Arcana touched?
Yep.
Okay.
Augie, you eventually make it to Crumbs.
She'll give a good firm knock on the door.
Crumb eventually comes to the door and he opens it, looks down at you.
Sorry to bother you, but I seem to be missing a tack hammer. I have all the others, but it looks like I'm missing one piece.
He motions to you to come into the shop.
She'll step in.
He goes
Close
over.
the door behind her.
He goes over.
Since it was... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he goes over to the table. He has the hammer there. It's been cleaned and polished and basically shaped up again, like it's never been used.
Brilliant. Sorry for the trouble. Thank you so much, Crumb. And
Crumb.
she'll put it into the toolkit.
Crumb raises a
Grab it back up.
hand for once to silent you. Augustine?
Fresh. But yes.
He grabs one of those metal plates that he uses as a sheet of paper and he drops it in front of you. And you can see there's writing on it on the table. As it's sitting there on the table, there's writing on it.
She'll read over it.
Yeah, you read over it, and it's a offer for an apprenticeship.
But would that mean I'd need to stay here?
He nods.
I thought you didn't take apprentices.
You show proper dedication, proper programming.
What about
Love it.
anything to do with the whole night she spent there?
I'd have to talk to my family, of course, but I'd be thrilled.
He taps his fingers happy like he usually does when he gets a fun project.
Oh no!
This will be a grand project. So he goes over the apprenticeship essentially. It's over the course of 15 years essentially. But you would be literally working in a shop hand in hand, taking on high-end commissions essentially and being observed on those. And learning to work with very exotic materials.
Of course.
But he looks at you. Go ahead, talk it over.
She will actually set all her things aside, and she will give him a very deep bow.
He reaches down and just pats you on the back with this massive hand.
She just feels sad.
So you're gonna head back to the tavern and wait for the family?
Yes, and she's going to open up a tab again for herself.
Okay. A loner tab.
She is also going to write a message to the bank, I guess, saying to transfer any of, like, her ownership of the joint account to the siblings.
Okay. So, you eventually... So you're still looking for coin.
Basically, the plan was lead him into the shop very close to coins and then ditch him and go to coins.
Roll a stealth there, buddy. And if you want, you can try to utilize Feisty with the nature.
A 3 on the die.
If you want, you can try and utilize Feisty. You just have to roll a nature.
Sure.
The way you roll, Tom, you'll probably get a good roll on that.
Maybe. So stealth was 8. Sure. Just better. 15.
You start trying to act nonchalant, and you just kind of motion to Feisty, and Feisty comes over and stands in front of you. Feisty just casually reaches over and pushes over a stand of cloaks. And you hear this just crash. And the shop owner is a kobold. And the kobold's like, "What are you doing in my shop?"
I don't even know. I'm not even.
You roll
I'm
stealth
right
with
here.
advantage.
I'm not even near that. What?
15.
15?
Why?
You turn. You're looking over, and Feisty is just giving you the biggest Puss in Boots eyes of innocence.
Feisty.
Why would you do
He
this?
does hate
Why?
cloaks because you keep making him wear one. She likes cloaks because you keep making him wear one.
I'm terribly sorry. I do not know why she did that.
She just.
I'll help you pick this up, though. Oh,
You finish up writing it, and you look around a little bit, and Mongo's nowhere to be found.
Mongo?
And you assume that he's used some sort of like new wizard building. He might be invisible, like Feisty.
Oh, God, I can't wait for that. Oh, the prank.
Whatever. Sorry about that. A coin for your troubles. I'm one single of this region's gold coin. Their
He
coin.
takes it and he looks at it. He's like, keep that thing under control.
I certainly will. I do apologize.
Feisty just kind of looks smug. So, you're off to coins?
Yep, in a hurry.
Knock on her door?
Yep, and then stand back because I don't want a fucking rapier in my face again.
She actually comes to the door and she's like, she has nothing on. And she's like, oh, Mango! I'm doing laundry.
The entire time, all of you just kind of looking around.
It's like, can I come?
Trying to be nonchalant about it, no doubt failing miserably.
You can always try the finger guns.
Oh! Finger guns on her. That's
He's
terrifying.
not doing that. Not now, not ever.
Wow.
Finger guns are a terrifyingly powerful tool.
You know, that's going to end up on a shirt. Beware of finger guns.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, she puts on a robe and she's like, what brings you here, Munga?
My brother Scav was mentioned how he wanted to come talk to you about. I have no idea what. But I figured it'd probably be a better idea to not just bring people by your place without asking.
We can go to him, but I need a drink first before I talk to him.
Most do. Just whatever you do, don't give him a drink. He is
Allergic.
allergic. Like one sip. Hell, he takes a
Really?
bite of fucking rum cake. He'll be out for a fucking day and a half.
Really?
There's just... If you were to actually chug an entire beer, no matter how weak it is, we're actually concerned he will fucking die.
So she goes over to this decanter you see, and it kind of comes down and it goes into the actual like round top. And she takes the top off, and you see something drip down into the liquid, into the actual alcohol, and it ripples. And you can see almost like it looks like glitter just kind of going through it. And she just
Of course,
Poor-
she's drinking something glittery.
and she pours a shot of it, and she just downs it. She's like, "Okay, woo, yep."
I can deal with this now.
I feel the tingle in my toes and the tip of my tail from that one. I am good to go. Wait, clothes. She just takes off the robe.
Kind of looking around at the place.
Nice
Wait.
picture.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a cobweb there. Did you know that?
And eventually, she gets dressed and she heads back downstairs with you. You're in the street wandering around like, where'd Mongo go?
Mongo?
I get the umbrella.
Do I see him?
Eventually, you do see him and he's with Coin.
Oh
Head
no,
over
we'd be
that
trying to
way.
sneak up on him.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm
she's
like
gonna
actively looking, so.
Cool.
Yeah, beat that roll.
Want me to roll?
Go do an investigation.
No. That's an 11. That's a 12.
Yeah, that was a natural 20 with an 8.
A +8. Damn.
Yeah, she has a plus 8 to her dex.
Damn.
Fucking Christ.
So, you're just like looking around, and she's gonna use an intimidation and use she's gonna use a spell and make it sound like there's a deathly, ghostly monster behind you. That's a 19 on the die plus your performance. And you just feel this breath behind your ear of like, I'm going to eat you and fuck your skull.
What?
Oh. Oh yeah, that would definitely freak him out. I'm probably gonna turn around.
And there's nothing there.
What the hell? No. I'm looking around. Do I see Mongo anywhere?
And then you see the water dripping around like this shape of this giant abomination. And it's just lurching to you, and you can start seeing it become visible. And as it gets to you, it just disappears. And you hear giggling from a familiar giggling, probably of Mongo, and you hear another giggling, and you see.
So. Oh, it wouldn't have been because it's not even
No.
an actual thing.
Yeah,
It's just an illusion.
Yeah, and you see Mongo and Coin laughing.
It's like heavy breathing, hand over chest. It's not funny.
Oh, what's wrong, brother? You act like you see the ghost.
I'll remember that.
Coin's like,
Next time something happens to you.
Coin's like, he really is a scaredy cat.
Last time I did that to one of our family, one of them fucking launched an arrow at me.
Hi, Coin.
Coin's like, she tips her hat.
Give a little bow. Catch my breath and composure. Head on
High
over.
level bards.
Okay. Well, Coin, we're leaving town.
She's like, oh, well, I guess you're now the running shits.
Well, why?
Ew.
Why? No.
Not the shits. I mean, some of us are the shits, but we're not the shits.
We don't even have a name yet for us. We wanted to come by though and say our goodbyes. We'll be leaving within the hour, most likely.
Well, I'm assuming you'll write.
Well,
Of course.
I sure as hell will. We're pretty sure he knows how to write.
Better than you.
Did you buy him crayons and thick parchments?
Funnily enough, I taught him how to write.
That's not true. You dropped out of school.
I was too good for it.
Uh-huh.
You see Feisty just sitting there tilting the head like,
I staying behind it. That's great.
But no, in all seriousness though, Coin, we will be leaving soon. We wanted to say our goodbyes. We'll definitely be writing. Hopefully we have a chance to meet again someday.
well, if you don't, then I can write some stories about your demise. And I have free reign on how that happens. Mongos, if you happens to die and I don't hear from you about how you died, I will write a glorious story about a largish orc woman crushed you between her. Well, we'll leave the rest to the imaginations.
Oh,
Looks like a
that
speaker.
is terrifying.
Oh.
Death by Snoo Snoo.
It's just don't tell him that. Don't encourage this. They don't know about that. They don't need to know. And that's in cat, by the way.
That's in cat.
Yes.
That's like, no, don't tell him. She looks at you and she's like, seriously? Approach the rest of your families, come up with the proper names.
Charisma signal.
It's like the Orphan Saints is the only name that I can come up with.
You can do betters.
Allegedly.
There you goes. A good name's for you. Allegedly, it's our problem. But seriously, your sisters are the brains of the operations. Yeah, they might be able to come up with better names.
True.
Yeah.
She just kind of smiles a bit. You can tell that she has a horrible thought.
Trying to decide if I want to call her on that or not.
I hope you has safe travels. Don't dies. Best advice I can give.
Yeah. Sounds like wonderful advice, and I will take to heart.
So far, we're doing a good job at it. Hopefully, we can keep it up.
For as long as possible.
So, you spending more time with Coin, or do you head off?
Probably returning to the tavern.
Probably,
Be
yeah.
leaving
Yep.
soon.
Let her know that if she needs anything to write us, and we'll do what we can.
Okay, so you went back to the tavern.
No, I'm going to go to the bar to see if I can.
Oh, the two.
See if your girlfriends are there.
Oh,
The two Faye Mouskin are there. Say goodbye if they're there.
You head in, and they're not there.
Uh,
Are you gonna head back to the tavern after doing what you need to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll see if Bandit's still there.
Bandit is not there.
Okay. All right. I'll head back to the tavern now.
Eventually, you all get back to the tavern.
Probably swing by Pulse on the way back.
You stop at Pulse.
Just tell her
Okay.
goodbye. See, pick up any supplies that I might need.
She gives you. She tells you the same thing. You know, safe travel. She just kind of she's like, She just kind of picks up a box and she hands it to you. It's a wrapped box. And every time you turn around the box, it says there's a designation of this side up, and every time you turn around the box, it seems to change.
Right, the Rubik's Cube from hell.
And Pulse is like, you'll know when to use it.
You have a this
Certainly
side
hope
up.
so.
You have a this side up box. Whatever that means.
Yeah, every time you look at it, face it points at a different direction of this side up, and it always changes.
Alrighty.
But you head off back to the tavern.
Yep.
So Augie, you're there. One by one, your siblings come in, sit at the table with you.
As the first one pops out, which is probably Cayenne,
Yep.
Yep.
she's actually removing her equipment from the cart.
Yeah, you're at the. You
Bringing
get to.
it back into the tavern.
Yeah, you see this going on.
What are you doing, Augie?
Well, there's something that's come up that we should all have a little talk about.
All right.
Well, why don't we go inside?
Do you go to your usual table?
Yeah.
And eventually, you guys get back to the tavern at the same time. And eventually, you head back to the tavern, right?
Yeah.
After leaving a goodbye note for the...
Yeah, I'll leave a goodbye note for fucking Crumb. I think that, or the other guy's name.
Okay. And, yeah, you get back to the tavern. Eventually, all of your siblings show up.
Guff.
And they all sit down one by one at the table.
And as the last one comes in, she's already drinking.
And,
and on her own tab, strangely.
Yeah.
pulls out this sheet of metal and she slaps on the table.
You see her put this thick piece of metal on the table, and you see the table this thick table just slightly bow a little bit from the weight.
Jesus.
I got a proposal that I think I'm going to take.
You're getting married?
What?
Oh God,
No,
you and Chrome.
different kind
Oh,
of
that's
proposal.
fantastic.
What?
You're both idiots.
Oh my gosh, you can call
I
him Augie
don't
Crumbs.
think she's getting married. You
No.
don't.
Augie, what are
What's
you
going on?
talking about?
Is there another lizard or another another dragonborn that kind of speaks in bro?
Oh, that's a call out. Jesus. Shut it.
No, there's no wedding proposal.
Alright.
Well, not yet.
She makes the motion to backhand Longo for the joke as well. No, Crumb has asked me if I would be interested in an apprenticeship, and while I have enjoyed our adventures, I feel like I may better find my calling here.
You're not coming with us?
While I would love to, there are just other things that need my attention.
Well, I walk across the tablet, walk over to Augie.
No feet paws it.
Arms up.
Tink, tink.
Same.
Frog.
Coming around the side and just having...
Cayenne would hug from the back because that would be the most intrusive spot for her fat ass.
There's a bard on stage going,
Hey, sexy lady!
you see Feisty get up and just dog pile on top, and you can just feel the weight of this giant cat.
Oh God.
It's put on a significant amount of weight
All that fucking jerky.
and gotten a little bit bigger.
I'm gonna reach into the pack, pull out a pound of jerky, and hand it over. Please,
I'll cherish it.
please be careful.
I still sell it at that wonderful barbecue stand, though. Or at least I can find their shop in town.
We'll miss you, Augie.
I'll miss you too.
Don't worry, we'll write.
But well, it's for a 15-year contract.
Wow.
Yes, extreme. Nikolai, if you're not around by the end of it, I will be sure to
Wait a minute. What?
try at night for it.
Aki secretly takes up Cassian and makes a little Nikolai. Occasionally just bops it on the
I
head.
could see her do that. No, honestly, like she would make a little casting of Nikolai and like just a little shrine for him.
You use that as your rubber ducky when you're trying to troubleshoot a build.
Yeah, basically.
Argue with a little
No,
bronze statue.
like 10 years later, she has her own like estate, and she just has a little shrine for Nikolai.
A garden for Cayenne. A box that says Fort Asshole for Mongo.
It's just a cardboard box sitting on the front porch.
With an umbrella.
And a constant prestidigitation spell.
Well, thank you for teaching me everything you did about the armoring stuff.
Not that you listened to any of it.
I did too.
But yes, you're welcome.
So as you guys are sitting there talking, getting all emotional with each other, the familiar fire ganassi sits down at the table, at the far end of the table.
Oh.
Hello, Kelp.
Hi, Kel.
Your time is full of shit.
Right. Do apologize about that.
He said we would meet at 8 o'clock. It is past both 8 o'clocks.
But
Why didn't you say anything?
I never got the chance to, actually. We just went straight to break.
He's never been good with time. Or rosemary or sage.
You maybe should just buy him some time in a bottle.
Yeah. Right. So, we're all here, but seems one of us will, no longer be traveling, unfortunately.
Oh, well, then those that will actually be taking the contract, it's quite simple. And they just pull out a dagger, and you assume they're going to, like, stab you, and they're like, oh, no, just a simple blood exchange on the contract.
Ew.
I'll just
And Augie just puts up her hands, takes up her drink, and just keeps drinking while you guys talk.
Yep.
I'll just hand out my hand.
Just very gently, just
Same.
cuts the tip of your finger, and the blood drips on there. Does
What
the
is it
same
with
to you.
bodily fluids in you people?
It's binding.
Magic, in general, very binding. Makes it a little bit more permanent.
So when you wanted to cover the cow in piss, what kind of...
The fire ganassi pauses a moment. What?
Bullets, a really annoying
He had a
thing.
weird idea of pissing all over.
We were gonna
cow.
collect the urine from Bullette's favorite
that-
food.
that's enough.
It's
Just
yeah.
do you, finger, hand.
Just do it,
Nikolai, just do it. We ain't got all day.
I'm gonna take one of my own daggers out so I can do this myself.
And you roll a dexterity for me.
Cayenne's just gonna glare at him, and if he doesn't do it, she's gonna do it, but from his ear.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
Your
Oh
blood.
no!
Here for it.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Was that a one?
Oh no! Yes, it's a one.
So you see him like trying to line this up, right? And he goes like this, and you see the dagger go right through his little hand. And he quickly starts shaking his hand around with the dagger. Droplets of blood going everywhere.
Grab his hand and hang it over the contract for a second. And then
Now you're being dragged around by the little dagger in your hand by your brother.
and very quickly and as painlessly as I can, yoink,
Oh, can you please...
cure wounds.
Thank you for not making me cut off a finger.
Your
I was
index,
totally expecting that.
take
Does
off.
Nikolai my obviously not cut off finger, and looking at him, are you an idiot or something?
That was a max roll. If whatever points you lost from that, it's 11 back.
Let me roll 3d20s for the damage.
Oh, Jesus!
Roll for self-mutilation?
You hit all of the major arteries in the hand.
Oh, God.
Yikes. It's better now.
And then the ganassi looks over at you.
You're okay.
And you see the you see Feisty hump and smack their hand down. Like,
Check my finger dexterity.
Well, cure wounds.
mark those off.
Fine. Pull out my dagger, the sharpened butter knife.
You want to roll dex on that?
Not really.
You're not very familiar with the dagger.
Fuck. Fine, I use my claw. No, I already said the butter knife. Fuck.
You made your bed, no lying.
I did a little bit better.
What'd you do?
16.
16? You line it up, and you're not familiar with it, and you go like this, and the blade just goes right across the knuckle. But it just drips all over the contract.
And my last one, cure wounds. I only didn't do it at Cayenne because I know she could do it too.
And Cayenne needs consent for spells.
Yeah.
Unless she's dying.
And I better be dying.
In the Ganassi, you see the blood just kind of seeps into it, and the Ganassi holds their hand over it, and you see a couple of you can see like long old droplets of blood on it just kind of fade away, and you see the Ganassi's blood just kind of float off of it and just disappear into embers. And you see your name's on the contract now.
Oh man, nice.
Roll it up carefully and put in a little case from the Hunter's Guild kit. Attached to the side of my pack.
You feel it shake a little bit in the case, like something else happened.
Weird. Just tie this nice and tight for now. There we go.
I bring out one of my fine tools and check my hand and finger dexterity.
Roll a dex check. I'm alive to roll another one. You're like, I'm broken.
I'm broken. Okay, that's not bad.
Before you guys leave, Augie has to make an iron hand for Nikolai.
Oh my gosh, he's
18,
he's
so.
living up to Evil Dead.
18.
18?
So everything seems to be working right.
Yeah.
So it's Nikki slash.
That sucked.
Nicky Slashy, Nicky Slashy.
You should have just let me cut your ear. It would have been a lot quicker.
No!
It's called Cure Wounds. It'll heal it right back.
It'll still hurt.
Oh, boo-hoo.
You hear the little mushroom. Boo-hoo.
I have a little anglerfish on my head that just says, woo.
Well, that's a wonderful trick you taught him.
I believe Mushroom has become parrot. I'm fine with this.
Maybe it'll turn into that big one we saw the other day.
I don't know much about this little mushroom guy. I'm gonna.
Does he
have
want
to
a cracker?
No.
You already know what that little guy eats.
And it's disgusting.
It don't smell right.
The Fire Ganassi's like, well, that is taken care of. I don't plan on leaving this town. Unless it's on a goddamn airship. It's probably the safest way for me to leave this town. Doubt that godforsaken whatever party can get me there.
Well,
So what happened? I was not there for any of the conversations.
We accepted the contract. We went to look and investigate the contract. We found murders. And then my entire party proceeded to be picked off one by one as we made our way to town.
What kind of monsters were they?
Children.
They were children, Nikolai.
The worst kind of monsters.
were they children of the corn?
Ankle biters.
Like
So baby goblins?
children goblins or something?
When you're trying to survive, you don't pay much attention other than trying to survive. And when you wake up and you see one of your party members basically turn into a spider web with their intestines.
What the? And we accepted this contract?
It's either we accept it and possibly die, or we go out there and adventure on ourselves and possibly die. So either way, our
Yeah, there's
odds are
unfortunately
the
no-
same on both sides.
Yeah, we were probably going to run into them anyway, so
And since the contract comes from the city we need to go to in
something
Indiana,
out of it. Yeah. Okay.
may as well pick it up. Extra coin in our pockets as we make our way.
All right, yeah. You guys need to tell me about these things.
You're too absorbed in your projects.
You don't ever pay attention when we go off to do things that are more important than inventing.
Sometimes
Well,
other
you
things
could
are more
just
important.
tell me.
Or you could just pay attention instead of being focused on something you're inventing when it involves the family.
Well, let me know that something's going on.
We shouldn't have to let you know. You should be listening to your family.
I went downstairs, and you guys weren't there for like an hour.
We were
That-
literally in the room with you
Yeah.
the entire time. You just didn't happen to look for us at all.
I looked, I didn't see you.
How do you miss a gemstone kobold, a munchkin tabaxi, a centaur?
With a glowing mushroom on her head.
Okay, well, two of us. We're small. We can be hidden rather easily.
I
Well,
didn't
one of us
see
can.
you.
The other's loud as fuck.
I didn't see you.
Missing someone of her stature, that takes talent.
I went downstairs, saw that you guys were at the table, or at least recently at the table, looked around, didn't see you. Figured you got up, and I started working, and then I realized that there was a little bit of food left. I ate it. It was delicious. Then I called the waitress. She brought me some food, and I still didn't see you guys. And then Augie came downstairs, and then we found you.
Yeah, that's
We could
because
have told him at some point in time, but it's
Or
kind
we-
of a moot point. It doesn't. What's done is
Right.
done.
right.
For now, we just have to look towards the future. And that involves us getting to the outpost safely. And looking at the map, it's probably going to take a while. We have to traverse the forest, go through the mountain pass, and
It can take
Isn't there a road?
the road leads through the forest and the mountain
Uh,
pass.
if you want to lay out the map, you can do a survival on it. You can do as well.
Go ahead and do that.
Bacon.
11.
Hey, cool.
11.
Should
Good
I
roll.
roll as well?
If you want.
Sure.
23.
Augie's over there just
Looking
getting
at the
drunk.
map, I'm going to do that, yeah.
Oh, that's
Decelerate.
right, by the way.
What do you want?
9.
You're oblivious.
You're sitting there and you start to look at the map and you look at a warforged come in, and they sit at the bar and they all get a drink and they start drinking.
I didn't know they could do that.
I don't know why they would do that.
23.
But those that actually rolled high enough, you look at it, depending on how well you actually traverse this or the weather, it can take anywhere between a week and a half to 3 weeks.
Fuck.
Also, there are apparently ruins about the region that may be very valuable, may have things that could be helpful to us.
Excuse me.
We'll need torches. Torches are necessary at night, apparently, especially to keep the supposed hag away. The
That's a
fire-
matchstick.
That's a matchstick.
Fire in my hand.
That's a matchstick for light. Essentially, it's
Well-
the same size as a match.
To be fair, his matchstick has destroyed entire tower.
Yes, when lit
But-
with something that's explosive.
I
I
But-
can make a bigger fire.
That being said, we need torches because it supposedly keeps the hag away. Also, we'll need to be very cautious at night. We always need to have someone watching. Luckily, we have the birds for
Yeah,
that.
look at that. We got the big old birds.
I'm already aware, as I've been studying around the area on the way in and knew about the hag already. So,
But aside from that, it'll take time. At least a good week, possibly more of travel.
okay, so we're still sitting here. Why?
I don't know.
Augie's just like, alcohol.
Do we just have?
You're still sitting here because
We're going to celebrate Augie.
and then leave in the morning.
You know what? I like that idea.
And you're saying that, and Coin comes in and she looks around and she's just like, time to watch the newbies.
Augie's staying, Coin.
Coin looks over at Augie.
Augie winks at her.
Coin smiles and she goes over and she climbs up there and she looks at you and she's like, "You're staying."
She points out the metal slab on the table.
She's like,
Apparently I am.
"Crumb's work.
Yes.
I went to talk to Crumb once for a commission and I almost died because of how big the piece of metal was."
Well, and she rocks the haft of her hammer. And she says, yes, I'm aware that he likes larger projects. I'll be helping him with more compact projects.
Coin just smiles. "I got some ideas." Well, your siblings haven't figured out the names for them. Right now, they're currently the running shits.
What? Where is this coming from?
I don't know. She keeps calling us that.
As much as I hate to admit it, the two of them, pointing to Mongo and Cayenne, actually have a decent amount of charisma.
Coin looks between Mongo and Cayenne and is like, she just glares at Mongo. She smiles at Cayenne.
So why not work that into their name? Something charisma beta, charisma sigma. I don't know.
You see another bard walk by and they're like, what about one horse and three guys?
Absolutely not.
Kaya will try to swing a fist in that general direction.
Go ahead. You have
3
advantage.
guys, a horse, and a tavern.
It just gets worse.
Oh, just an old Ryan Reynolds show called
That would be
2 guys who
an
run on a
unarmed
pizza
strike.
place. And
Well, Mongo, do you happen to have a name idea?
17.
apparently the idea I came up with is no good.
The 17? You there? Let's see if they actually. Nope. You swing back around, and it's like you're instinctively hitting one of your siblings, but with much more force. And you catch him right across the mouth instead of tumbling backwards.
Yes,
It's like,
bar brawl. Right.
and the bard looks at you, and Coin's like, she goes and uses a healing spell. She's like, and she just motions to the stage, and the bard just walks off. Is that one probably will end up on the very bottom of the tavern tonight.
That sounds uncomfortable.
When you start a tavern brawl and everybody's aiming for you.
Well,
And you hear a voice from in the tavern you've never heard, and you see a high elf, and she's like, Coin, you're not starting another brawl in my fucking tavern. You're still paying that off.
Is that why she's still here?
Coin's like, listen here, you old hag, I've already paid off my debt. I stay here because the drinks are good and you're good company.
Coin, a question. What's the name of this region?
She just looks at you and like, what?
No, seriously. What's the name of this region? Thinking about it now, I don't think I've ever gotten the name of the region.
This is Winemore.
Well, that's the name of the town or the city that we're in. I'm talking about the name of this entire region, the entire continent we're on.
It's out of like a straight GM. I've given it to you, and I will post it again.
Okay.
Coin just looks at you, and she's like, "Is he drunk yet?"
No, that'll kill him.
Alcohol is bad for him.
It's apparently highly toxic.
Okay. Well, is any one of the servers around?
There's a dwarf server.
How do we pronounce that?
I'll give it back to you because I have told you on numerous occasions what it is.
I don't remember, but it does correlate with an idea for a name for a group.
So I'll wave him down. Hey, over here.
The dwarf comes over to you and he looks at you. He's like, "Yeah."
Drinks for the whole table, please. Especially for her.
I'll hold up a finger. My tab.
The dwarf is like,
Wait, no, we're buying for you, sister.
No, I'm buying for you. You're going on an adventure.
Yeah, but you got an apprenticeship.
Yes, but what is the more epic celebration?
You getting an apprenticeship. We might not wake up in the morning.
Well, have you seen Crumb? She might not either.
the dwarf's like, "All right, drinks on the way." So a couple minutes pass. The dwarf eventually comes back. He sets a glass, this tankard in front of you. That's like a 42-ounce tankard. And you look at the liquid that comes up to the brim with like almost a off coffee foam, and you look at the liquid past it, and it is just the blackest of black liquid you could see.
A heavy one.
He's gonna try it.
Medieval Guinness.
Roll your con at disadvantage.
Oh shit.
Well, that's already a bad roll.
It's
Not much better. So that's a 12.
a 12. Do you take a big swig or you just take a drink of it?
She just takes a regular drink of it.
You take
Not
a
like a huge chug of it, but just drink.
You take a drink of this, and it goes across your palate very, very smoothly. But as soon as it hits your back of your throat, it's just like straight battery acid going down. And it hits your stomach. You can feel everything in your stomach instantly just curdle.
Oh, so it's a stout.
It's like stout mixed with gas station coffee from a week ago.
Nice. A coffee.
So, terrible story time. I've actually had mocha beer.
Huh.
And it was terrible.
That sounds terrible.
It sounds fascinating to me.
We had a s'more stout.
I want more of that.
That was so good.
We should go by there and see if we can get a
They were
growler.
trying to go for, but they didn't get there.
Yeah.
We had a s'more stout that was just fantastic. Anyway, sidetrack. So, there were you get like this drink, and you're like, "What is this?" You can't smell alcohol from it. It's crystal clear.
It's a water.
Cheers.
I want you to roll a con.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh, fuck.
believe Cayenne's gonna take a huge couple of gulps from hers.
Oh, yours is like straight,
15.
almost like a cotton candy mead.
That sounds fun.
That actually sounds like that would be pretty good.
Yeah,
15.
15. You take a drink of this, and your eyes immediately you see him go straight panic mode as he swallows, and he's just ready to panic and panic and panic. And it finally settled, and you're not dying from it. And Coin is sitting there looking at you, and she's like, she reaches over and she grabs your cup and she takes a small drink. She's like, oh. She gives it back and she's like,
What is this?
And she's like, are you sure, Augie? She's like, never mind, I will cover that one.
Why? What did I just agree to pay for?
Is that one glass is 30 platinum?
Oh! Holy shit! What the hell is
What
that?
is
Paying for it. Pointing to Colleen.
It's finely aged elven wine
Huh.
from their capital city.
Nice.
So apparently cheap shit kills him, but apparently very
The
high
really
cost
expensive stuff is great.
is great.
The expensive stuff is fine for your palate.
But everything else is like poison to him, apparently.
Snob. You drink snob, you.
Mongo, yours is like a Irish car bomb.
Yeah, he would do
Every
that.
time he takes a sip of something, it
Get
damn
something,
near
make it
kills
look
him.
fancy.
Hey, Coin, are you performing today?
No, I'm just evaluating.
Can you perform today?
Your drink, though, is it's kind of similar to his, but not that quality. It is an elven wine, but
Okay.
not that expensive.
Is it tasty?
Yeah, it's
Is it
good.
cheese flavor?
Thimble.
Cheese flavor.
High or low on cheese flavor?
That would be so freaking weird. Hi, sure.
Nice. So you take a sip of it, and the front of it's like cheddar cheese, and it's almost like a creamy Gouda. And then as it hits the back of your throat, it's like a blue cheese, and then it settles into almost like a very, very sweet cheese.
Hey, I'm
Whoa. This is
Swiss
weird.
cheese miss.
And he burps, and just you can smell the cheese.
No.
Oh, Nikolai, no, don't.
I
Bring that
refuse.
somewhere else. That is not Gouda of
You
you.
should taste this.
No.
It's weird.
I'm not touching that because I think it might have been a fluke.
So, if we give you a great story about Augie, will you be able to tell it tonight?
She's like,
I'm
"Oh."
doing this quietly.
Well, you don't have a great
I
story
want.
about me.
I'm sorry. I wanted to say I wanted to do this quietly. I'm whispering to Coin on that.
And she just outright blurts, "Oh, dirt on Augie?
Huh? I didn't hear what you said.
Dirt on Augie?"
Dirt on Augie. Yes.
And you
Is
guys,
that out loud?
yes, very much out loud.
Augie just not drops her drink, but she very much drops her hand with her drink in it to the table, and she's like, "You said what?"
Oh, tell me the juicy secrets of the Augie.
I'll tell her. I'll go into as much detail as I can remember about everything I remember about her, so she can come up with a fantastic story.
Ah. And she looks over at Augie.
Augie looks back and just narrows her eyes. I don't have any stories. I vaguely remember a few instances when we were younger.
She's like,
Nightmares in the forest.
she's like, unfortunately, when you come to visit Augie, I will tell you then. But tonight we drink for Augie
Okay.
and share food for Augie.
Okay.
She's like, I think I need to call it a favor.
Oh no.
So you see Coin get up and she goes over to the bar and she just motions to Scabbard about taking the charge on that one.
Run over to Augie with my weird drink. You gotta taste this, Augie.
She sniffs at it.
It just smells like a plethora of cheeses.
My ears are ringing.
Nope.
Come on, don't be a chicken. Are you a chicken born, not a dragon born?
Oh,
If you don't want that drink on your head and soaked into your fur by morning, you're going to take that back.
so
I will take my drink back and not share it with you, you chicken born.
She takes the drink from him and just dumps it on his head.
And you're just smelling the like various cheeses smell coming off of him.
Can I try to resist that?
You don't have the output
Yeah,
to
yeah,
resist
yeah.
that.
You're a mouse. She's a dragonborn.
No, you can try a dex versus my strength.
Oh,
Possible.
so Coin comes back to the table, and about an hour later, you see the familiar orc that does the barbecue come in, and she's rubbing the background, and she's putting on her chef's apron and heading to the back.
No.
To the back porch
The
where...
orc has taken over the kitchen.
Huh?
Oh no.
Question: Is this orc the same orc?
No, it's not.
No.
Okay.
Any orc that comes by makes Mongo nervous.
An orc bard shows up.
Oh,
Begin to roll those checks.
oh shit.
Mongo wakes up the next morning, not in the tavern.
Oh no.
He's in something in the
No,
town.
no. We're not becoming that kind of attached.
He wakes up under a blanket, on a hill, under a tree. What?
Oh fuck.
But after a short while, the entire tavern is a bustle with, people having drinks. And the smell of barbecue begins to waft throughout the entire tavern.
Oh no.
And you can smell this too. The wonderful smells of barbecue, sauces being made, various meats being cooked. Somewhere in there you might have heard a cow being killed. And it's just almost
The
a
freshest of
flashback.
barbecue.
Oh god, they're making a kamikaze.
Can you imagine? It's like a kamikaze, it just explodes with barbecue sauce.
Oh god.
It's like a meat log, but it explodes with barbecue sauce.
Oh fuck.
That'd be cool, actually. He's like,
But various people come by and congratulate you, Augie, on your apprenticeship.
Including the jackass that was here before, or is he just grumbling upstairs somewhere?
He's off in the corner. He's just taking a drink, just staring at you.
I have a rival.
He's got like those anime lines of Arrival staring in the corner.
Oh god.
Oh
He's
man.
just shadowy in the corner with cross hatching.
Yes, and the white glowing eyes.
He has to push the glasses into place.
Dialogue bubble and everything with indescript text in it.
looking angry looking text.
Menacing.
Menacing text.
Oh no, that's all even better. That's all it says. Menacing text.
So, as the night comes, as barbecue is brought out, served to all the patrons, you're each getting to experience the delicious barbecue finally. Your table is basically adorned with just like all the trimmings and everything. Everything you can possibly think of as far as barbecue is there.
Jeez. See how full Nikolai can get.
Roll a con check. So, as the night starts to come to an end,
Oh shit.
Cayenne, what are you doing?
Just eating food because she's just waiting to leave town.
Yep.
That's about it.
Don't get
Augie?
very far.
Augie will actually pick up Coin and like kind of lumber carry her, like sitting on her bicep, and just start singing and swinging her tankard around.
Cayenne, not Cayenne, Coin begins to lead the entire bar in a tavern song of celebration. What about you?
Sing along.
Sing along?
Yeah, enjoy the frivolity. So I didn't get very far in eating. I
Well,
was
you-
only 7.
a 7. You see him. He actually undoes his apron and he unzips his outfit, undoes the buttons, and you see this big round belly. He looks about as round as a grape.
I'm as round as I am tall now.
What about you?
Joining in on the festivities. It's probably the last time we're going to be here in a very long time.
Who knows if we'll ever see our sister
Carry
again?
the extra weight.
I don't know.
Fit in the
I'm really
hatch.
confused, though, that
Don't know.
he's able to drink something that should be killing him right now.
Feisty's just wrapped around a rack of ribs, just chewing her way through it. Someone comes by, swat.
This is mine.
It's not with the tendrils, it's with claws.
Hmm.
But yeah, the night carries on. French comes to an end. Even though that you're leaving early in the morning, you do carry on with the festivities to celebrate Augie's accomplishment. A bittersweet goodbye to Augie, but you'll see her again down the road at some point. Write her. Get written back to.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session with the merry tidings of Augie.
And I would like to say this has been a glorious trip with you guys, and I appreciate every second of it that we've done.
For sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get to see you again soon someday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know, I might be able to come back for a cameo. Like, that'd be up to mine.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, most definitely. That door is never closed.
Tavern door's always open.
It never closes.
Yeah, exactly.
That door never closes. This tavern's open 24/7.
Yeah.
Board game, 3 a.m. Heck yeah, let's stream it. Let's fucking go. 3 in the morning.
At some point, maybe.
That has been a discussion in the tavern, actually, viewers, of a 24-hour gaming session.
Oh, God.
Could we survive 24 hours?
It depends whether or not I'm working that day or not.
Oh, it's going to be rough.
Oh.
But yeah, tonight's session has come to an end. Augie will not be here any longer as they have obligations that we will not get into, but they are leaving on good terms, good tidings, and they are always welcome back because the tavern never closes. And yeah, we hope to see you next week. Please support your local game store. Remember, our artist is open for commissions.
Yes.
Always check out Rachel's work. She's awesome.
Oh yeah, especially her D&D stuff. It's
Oh, really
fantastic.
cool.
So yeah, we are done for tonight, and we hope to see you next week. Please join us on Discord, where you can just talk to these rambunctious, creative people that cause trouble. That Cayenne avoids like the plague because it's run by a mouse. And a kobold. But everybody, have a good night. Hope to see you next week.
Thank you.
Take care.